Thank you. Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, her good speed
Good
would have to be
afternoon,
scary.
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the semifinal of the Predator Pro Billiard Series Kamui Women's Las Vegas Open. Let's show some love to the amazing athletes who've qualified for this semifinal match. First, we have Han Yu. And look who's back on Arena 1, Chou. Congratulations on making it this far, ladies. Have a great match and take the leg.
Your hotel, all suites and casino. We have a great match here. This is the women's semifinals between Han Yu and Chou. Hard to pick a winner here. I'm joined in the box with former Moscone Cup team member John Schmidt. Great to have you, John.
Yeah, great to be here, Eric. And it's funny because I've just watched this Chou play a few times, and she's just blown me away with how great she plays. And the first thing you said is, oh, she's got her hands full with this Han Yu. And I went, another one that plays this level?
Yeah, we're talking a match between multiple-time world champions on both sides. Han Yu, a two-time China Open winner, two-time world champion. Something to note about Han Yu is she's been in about 5 major finals in her life. She's only lost once.
Oh, there you go.
Centeno in Puerto Rico in 2023. Chou coming in with an impressive record as well. Former World 9-ball champion, former World 10-ball champion, two-time Amway Cup champion. I mean, these girls have been battling it out for the last 15 years, and I'm sure they have a decent rivalry going on. It's going to be a great match.
Yeah, I'm sure they've played many times, and they have a lot of respect for each other. And this Chou, the last couple sets I've watched her play, about as good as you can humanly play pool. Just unreal talent. And Han Yu on the same level. So a spectator delight here. Big power.
Cut the break there, missed the one. It's going to have a chance at the first offense here.
These are always tricky, right, Eric? You have to put a little bit of right-hand spin on the cue ball to get it to kind of come off that side rail and move towards the 2. These look easy, but can be messed up quickly.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem here is you have to play it in with speed. I guess you could cinch it and just take distance. She might. I was talking about coming around 3 rails.
Oh, okay.
I think she'll just play it in
smooth
pocket
it
speed.
in. Now, I would have to give a slight edge, to be honest with you, though, to Chou because she's been on this table 10 minutes ago, right?
Yeah.
Do you factor that in sometimes?
Oh, definitely. I think the only thing would be, you know, she's coming off. It's better that she's coming off a win for sure. But sometimes, I don't know if you guys weren't tuned into the last match here, it went all the way to a shootout, high pressure. It's like you got to kind of put that one out of the way and then get back into this match. But yeah, if I had the choice of playing on round before on the same table, I'm gonna take that option.
Yeah. Well, and I think, I mean, let's be frank, these players do this for money. When you won a match 20 minutes ago that made you a ton of money, you've got some momentum, some mojo going, and I look for Han Yu to really have her hands full because Chou is firing on all cylinders. Things are going great. The trip is profitable. Oh, nice cue ball.
Just scratching the side, and she's in a pretty good position now. Cue ball's traveling just a little bit to the right, which she doesn't want. She might be able to make a path between the 5 and the 10 all the way to the long rail.
Isn't that amazing, Eric, how subtle that is? If the cue ball is to our left a half an inch, no problem on position.
I'm surprised she's drawing this. Must be straighter or straight back and across. Smart shot.
Wow.
Play the ball in the shorter pocket.
Oh.
Straight here, John. This is
Nah,
a bit of an issue here.
Yeah, big issue. And this is tough even for a world champion like Han Yu. She's going to have to really show us something here, folks. Big stroke coming up.
Drawn to the short side's the only play, I think.
Oh, man, that's even tougher.
Watch out for the corner pocket here.
Yeah, she
knows it.
Yeah, she read your mind. She knew this is trouble.
Looking down at where she wants to be. It's definitely possible to get there, but you're talking pinpoint cue ball control on a 7-foot draw. Tough shot.
Pretty
good.
Hit it beautifully.
ball's kind of playing into the 9 here. You could play some left spin, try to hit the window between the 9-10. If it's playing naturally there, it'll make the shot a lot easier. Just a bit of left, I think.
Yeah, yeah. The 9's oh, this is a tough shot, but you got to avoid the 9 also. She will be thrilled to put this down. Got a little unlucky running into the 9.
Still has the 7 past the 9. Cue ball's going to run into the 8, but a lot of room up table to get a shot on the 8.
Yeah, I'd be, you know, this is like first rack jitters. I mean, this is a touchy shot to cut in. All the pressure in the world on her shoulders.
She might be just thin in the 8, missing it on the way through. She was.
Dead center.
Cue ball playing across into the 10. Good out here.
Oh, you think? Wow. You know, I mentioned this the other day, Eric, but it's like, you know, when you watch Tom Cruise in a movie, and in one movie he's a CIA assassin, the next movie he's an unbelievable race car driver. These are real life, like movie characters, because everybody dreams to play pool like this, and they can actually do it. You know, Tom Cruise can only pretend to do this in a movie. This is real life stuff.
Yeah. No creating characters in a video
No.
game. This is real stuff.
Yeah, they make movies about people this talented, and I've never seen this young lady play, and you can just see an unbelievably talented, skilled, experienced, seasoned, fierce killer.
And I noted it before, I really like her record in major finals. 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
So this is not a final, but we're getting near the business end of the tournament, and she knows how to come with it when the pressure's on. It's race to 4. If one player wins 3 sets, they'll win the match. If they split 2 sets each, it'll go to a shootout. We've had lots of shootouts so far in these second stage parts of the tournament. That was a great doubles match. That was on the table before,
it was some.
shootout.
I mean, it was some of the best pool I've ever seen. I mean, they just hardly ever missed anything. Both teams played outrageously good, and a testament to these Predator Apex tables. They cannot play like that if the tables do not play fantastic. So there's your answer if you're wondering what these tables play like.
Just break for hand here. Going to the same place as Chou. Nice square hit. 8 ball's got a chance. Nope.
The 1's going to get funny, right? 3's kind of tangled up.
Did you run across into the 3-5 here?
You know, let's see.
The offense.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not in love with this. Ugh. I guess you could try to nick this 1 in, but that's, yeah, I think you got to shoot that. Because you might get coverage behind the 7-10, which is always nice. But if the 3 doesn't pass the 6 on the side, there's no point of making some heroic cut shot because it doesn't lead to a run out.
But I think you try to run the cue ball into the 3.
Okay,
or the 5,
yeah. Yeah, I like that. Oh yeah, that 3's tangled up pretty good. I usually run into the 3 and get hooked behind the 3-6.
Yeah, 3 balls to possibly get behind.
Got to make a great shot to even make any of that matter.
She tried it.
Yep, she went for it. Don't blame her. Ooh, the
1's going to sit up. Same problem with the 3. Cue ball's playing to the left just a little bit, or is it straight? Let's see here.
I think it's moving away from the 2.
It is.
Yeah.
Straight enough that she can draw it and stay on kind of the left
2.
side of the 5. Or pardon me, for the 2.
I don't like this one bit. She's in big trouble. This 3 ball, I just don't see how you address this. Does it go?
It might.
It must go.
Yeah, if she's looking there.
Middle left-hand cue ball, maybe a touch of draw. So like if you're looking at a clock, probably be like a 7 o'clock cue ball.
Almost overdrawn, but she's gonna be okay.
It's got her full attention. She put her hand up to her opponent to say, I apologize, I got a little fortunate
Yeah,
there.
how close did she get to the side here?
I think
Almost
close.
hitting the point.
Yeah, right.
Wow. Cue ball does play around the 7-10, and it can track back towards the 4. Tough shot, floating the cue ball a lot here. How's the speed? Always tough when you're crossing the angle like this. Slightly hard,
yeah,
and that's
just,
not even a bad shot.
Oh,
Just so tough to lag the cue ball over that distance. She still does have an offensive chance here. The cue ball might be playing into the side. They need some elevation to get to the left of the
that's
side
right.
pocket.
When Eric says elevation, the players hate having to raise the back end of their cue up. It really adds difficulty to the shot. She will do well to make this.
Yeah, tough shot.
Especially with side spin too, elevating with a little side spin.
Nice
Wow,
hit.
just made it look so easy.
There's a little roll
Look at this.
here.
Ain't gonna get perfect.
She's good.
Wow.
Every ball available now. Strong start for you. And you're right, John, with Chou playing the last match on this table, you know, it's nice for her to kind of come out and kind of make her own space on the table here.
Right, yeah. Yeah, because Chou, I've got to do 2 matches where I'm her commentator. She has played flawless. Gotta kind of just soft roll this in. I'll tell you what, that got away from her just a touch.
Yeah, thin part of the pocket on the 6, so cue ball had a little more energy there, but she's okay.
I undercut these a lot when I shoot them. Nice shot. Nice crowd developing. They know the magnitude of this match, all the chips on the line, final day, prestige, money, cameras. What else could you want?
Yeah, the other semifinal is between Rubelin Mid and Jasmine Ocean. It's going on table 2.
Oh, I'd like to see that one too. That's 2 powerhouses.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted on that. And the women's final is going to be at 7 p.m. tonight, Pacific. Good stuff from Han here, navigating that tough 3 ball. Good positional shot towards the 4. Opening up a 2-0 lead here in the first set.
You know, in case you ever wondered what would happen if a country has a good junior program and a billiard federation, you produce players like this. America with 400 million people, if we had a billiard federation support the players, a nice junior program, maybe 5 years from now, you'd see some American youngsters that could perform like this. But this is not an accident what you're seeing here. This takes an entire nation getting behind players to bring this talent level to the forefront of the public's mind. This is not an accident.
Yeah, it's a great point, John. Well, you is from China. I know in that country they have eight male members on the national team and 8 female members on the national team, and they're supported by the national federation.
Wow.
Have all their travel arrangements taken care of, all their expenses.
Oh, wow.
And they've been doing that for 10 to 15 years now, and you know, to be quite frank about it, they're just a little ahead of North America in that department. And it's nothing in North American players' fault, but you're right. If things are looking up over here, and I think, you know, 5-10 years, we're gonna, or just 5 years maybe, we'll see U.S. starting to catch up to these players.
Well, you're going to see players in the U.S. actually be able to make a real living, not just count on boyfriends to pay the expenses or, you know, their part-time job, like literally be able to focus solely on playing pool, not giving lessons, not a part-time job, going out here on the world stage and winning this money. And right now, America, is going to have to make some adjustments to make that happen, because to be frank, we are not on this level. Not the junior program just yet, but Mark Wilson, Rahana, and Predator, a lot of people involved in making the change there, and it's great for the sport.
Yeah, just in the past year, you have the American Juniors. Past 2 years, you have the American Junior Series getting started up, and you can see even within that 2 years, the level that the American Juniors played out in the junior event this year. It was great.
Way better. Way better than I've ever seen.
Savannah Easton and Sophia Mass coming up on the female side. Future's looking bright. Just saying, the future is now for these countries.
Well, it's $100,000 that the American players just let slip through their fingers. They're gonna have to make adjustments and improve to have a realistic chance to win these kind of titles. And it's very inspiring for all the juniors and the women professional players. There is some big money out there to be won, and I love to see it. Tough shot here, Eric. She's got to get to our left side of the two to realistically play the two and hold position. She did nice with it. This could work.
Yeah, the 8-ball was kind of in the most desired line for the combo. She's got a fair bit of angle here, but I think she's gonna try it.
These shots always spook me, because you got to hit this with like left-hand English to slow the cue ball down, maybe even turn the cue ball into the 8, because it would be very easy to make this combo and have the cue ball fall behind the 10 if you didn't manipulate it with that English. See how she plays it? Gotta slow this cue ball down with some spin. Nice shot.
Nicely controlled. Tough part of the rack. First tough part of the rack through here. 2 rails across for the 4. So Chou looks like she's might reply in rack number 3.
Yeah, she made that look easy. Nothing surprises me with Chou. I mean, I've watched her play, and I just never expect her to miss anything. And that's a real compliment when you're shocked when a player misses a ball.
Yeah.
Got to avoid the 9 here and come across, play the 6 in the same pocket, I would think. Well, I'll tell you what, that's right in the middle to where it's not easy to do either one.
Yeah, another ball is just kind of impeding her most easiest path.
Maybe run into the 9 lightly, like this. Well, yeah, that was the most natural way. Very smart that she saw that. I would have screwed that up and done something. You know, you can over-engineer outs. I mean, she just has a real good pool IQ. Not afraid to spin that cue ball either. Look at that. All that inside English from there. Gutsy play. So missable.
Decent line now. Bit of distance between the cue ball and the object ball, so still has to stay focused on the pocketing here.
Look at how steady she is. She just like a statue. Now that one, I think she might have overcut slightly. She's gonna have to make a heck of a cut shot here.
Yeah, the thing here is even if you stun the ball a little bit, it's kind of coming across to the left middle. So she might have to play more distance on the 10. And she can create angle past it.
It's funny how from the other angle that looks so thin, but from there it looks reasonable. Isn't that strange?
So Chou coming back in rack number 3, 2-1 now in the first set. Chou will be breaking rack number 4. Talking about the funded countries, Taipei is also a funded country and has been for years. You can see them in the final of the mixed doubles against Alex Kazakis and Kelly Fisher. It's going to be a great one, 4 p.m. Pacific. Try to get you an early update on the Ocean Emit match. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, it's funny, Eric. I've listened to you do some commentary when I'm at home, so it's surreal to be sitting here with you. I've heard your voice. You and George Teachea's voice is really like burned into my mind when I think of pool now. You know, like for years it was Danny DiLiberto, Bill Incardona, Grady Matt. That was the voices of pool, and you've now moved into that position. It's fun to be here with you. You and I have been friends for, oh gosh, 20 years now. Everybody likes you. Me, I can't quite say the same, but you've put up with me anyway.
Oh, it's been a pleasure
Yeah,
working with you.
thanks, buddy. All right, break off game 4. You with a 1-rack lead. They've both played beyond impressive.
Square hit, but nothing down. Both players might consider switching up their break because they're hitting it how they want, just not getting any results as to this point. Well, this match is a little behind, so the Amit Ocean match is in the 3rd set already. It's 1 set each. Amit's up 1-0 in that set. Keep you posted on that one.
Now, I got to look, I'm never questioning these great players, really, and that's going to work, but I'm kind of a fan of driving that one way down table and making my opponent do something from 8-9 feet away. I don't like leaving these great players this close because they always seem to find a way to kill me with it.
Yeah, I thought you'd create more distance.
Yes. But she did shut off that back lane. She doesn't let Chou get to the back lane with the back rail, which is nice. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Watch this. Ticky off the 1, back to the rail. No,
not quite. Left it in a way where there's no pocket for the 1. I mean, if there's barely enough pocket, she won't have to move the cue ball to the 2. Looks like you can't tell if she's taking it on this angle.
Such an optical illusion. I thought the 1 past the 6 easy. Well, if it doesn't, then
I think it does because she's looking up towards the 3.
I was going to say, okay, you wouldn't play safe this way if it doesn't.
Right.
You'd play safe from the other side.
Three balls lacking the most obvious pocket, the bottom right. Bottom left is kind of blocked by the 9. Looks like she's going to come 2 rails across here for the right middle.
Don't you dare call that the right middle. That sounds like a snooker term.
The center.
The center, a double to the middle, a deep screw, masterclass. Big Red ignites. Yeah, it's over to it just a smidge, but I mean, for such a great player, I figure she'll put this down, but it's missable.
Yeah, Cuba looks like it's playing to the right of the 6. She can stun it to the left of the 6. I think that'd be a good play. Want to avoid stun, but if you go to the right of it, it's kind of trouble for the position on the 4.
Shot. Boy, their backswings are so steady and smooth. They don't rush the backswing, which is, you know, as a guy that I've seen some great instruction. I've watched you teach. I've watched Mark Wilson teach, and somewhere in that lesson, you're going to mention the transition, the smooth backswing, and it really holds things together.
Particularly when you're spinning the ball, you deflect the cue ball less.
Yeah. That's right. It's funny you say that. You're right, because when you get a little twitchy and hit it too hard, the cue ball can get away from you left and right.
Yeah. But she's picturesque fundamentals, always has been. It served her well throughout her career. You as a mother as well, so kind of in the middle of her career, she took time off to
start a family. Good
kids,
for her.
Yeah.
Her kid is 2 years old. He's at about a 780 Fargo.
Maybe a little good luck charm on her back
Yeah,
wrist there.
Yeah, that was kind of cool looking. Now, this is difficult. Pretty straight in, far away, near the rail. I would be happy just to make this, and she's going to try to play position on the 8. Oh, nice shot. Even cheated the pocket slightly.
So Henyu looking to get on the hill here in the first set. Flawless set so far by both players. Just a couple safety exchanges that one player got the better of. Whoa. Didn't want to flirt with the points there.
No. I think you would just drip this in and roll forward. Cue ball moves to the left.
If there's too much angle, she'll go down to the short rail. It's kind of in between.
It is in between, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, she's going to hit this with bottom left, heavy, twisted in to shoot the 10 to our bottom left, I think. Oh,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
straight enough
Nice
to
little
hold.
shot. Yeah.
Killed the speed with some draw there. So only thing left for both of these players is to get the break and run game going. They're both hitting the rack well. Yu's not afraid to go to the middle. I've seen her play before and just smash them from the middle. She might consider it here.
Blown away at how good they play. I was saying on the other match, I said, look, I got some guys that are basically professional players and instructors, and, you know, they think pretty highly of their own game. They would get absolutely tortured playing these girls. And if they disagree, come find me. You can win you some money. I'm not going to name any names. I don't think I can beat them either, so don't be butthurt out there. No, these are amazing talents that we're watching. They've elevated the women's game to a level that the world is really on notice.
Just the one missed ball from Chou. And Yu shooting a 938 so far. And she's gonna stay over at the side rail. Same place. They're deep in the tournament, so they've tried many breaks. Just because it didn't work once or twice, it doesn't mean you need to give up on it. This is the break that she's probably been using throughout most of the tournament. One she's most comfortable with. There goes the one. That's the one she wants.
She blasted those.
Yeah, one ball just rocketed in the side.
Yeah, with that BK Rush break cue, it's the best break cue I've ever used. I've tried them all.
Well, this would be an extremely aggressive try on the combo. I think she'll be looking safe here.
You know, I kind of like, well, I don't know if it's doable. I kind of like crossing the two like a bank over to the left, running the cue ball back down here. Sometimes you'll nudge the three. I wouldn't shoot this. You couldn't put a gun on me to shoot this. No way. Oh, of course she'll shoot it.
Well,
she's just like, John, you gutless coward. Shoot the combo.
Can't quite tell by how she's cueing at it. I think she's going to cross it.
Well, that's what I would do. Oh, she played a nice little safety. I think it got away from her a touch, though.
Did. I thought about that. To rely on kind of hitting the two ball light enough. So a chance for Chou here.
Tough start. This cue ball's moving to the right, so she has to hammer it in, bounce off the end rail, or do something tricky with inside English. Yeah, this is no fun. Yeah, take the long shot on the three. Boy, doesn't that show a lot of confidence? Because when I'm feeling weak, I want to get a foot from every ball.
Totally agree. Actually, that's one of the. I think that's one of the weaknesses in my game. I always try to get closer to the next ball.
Me too, because I just thought like that's how you're supposed to do it. They just punch these in from outer space. That's a hard shot, folks. Oh, so hit it so good. Great camera work by the top-notch Predator camera guys. They recognize the difficulty there as well.
Yeah, of course we blame the camera guys when we make bad calls. But
yeah,
it's great views of the action here all week.
Shot. Got some power when she needs it. Just hammered it in there. Bounced off the rail.
Again, not afraid to take the distance here. I mean, there's a play I think where you follow up the left.
Oh yeah,
rail.
you follow.
But she's going to draw.
Oh man, that'll work. But I hate using the rest. I like following this ball. Oh, gosh.
Just not afraid to take the longer.
No. This is for a senior citizen like me. This is a scary shot. She loves this. No, I don't like this shot one bit. I've missed a million of these. because you have to hit it at kind of high speed to keep the draw on the cue ball. So
Yeah.
the pocket plays smaller with the 7 moving so fast. That's what's so scary about these shots. Oh man, what a good shot that was.
Outside of the pocket, but got it down.
Sure.
Doesn't want the cue ball on the rail here. Now she's in tough.
Looks like a straight full break shot.
Do you think the cue ball's running to the 9, or do you think it's just running
No.
to the right of it?
Yeah, I think she draws above it with bottom left-hand
Yeah.
English.
Just avoid it.
Elevating the cue. We've talked about how tough that is. This is harder than it looks. Beauty.
Got it.
Man, what a player.
Have to come off the left long rail with some left spin. Pocketing comfortable enough that she'll be okay to spin the ball here. Inside spin, slow the cue ball down a bit, but she's okay. Still flawless play from both players.
Yeah, I mean that is quite a compliment. You're a great player yourself, and been a professional a long time. And when you say stuff like a flawless performance, that's a dream. I never play flawless. I just want to play decent.
Yeah.
They're up there playing flawless, and under the most pressure, lots of money involved.
And it's happening
Oh,
set after set
right,
too.
that's
It's
what
one
I'm
thing
s-
to go out once every 5 sets and play real
Right.
good, but it's almost like
Right.
getting to the point where it's expected now from
Right.
these top players.
Well, I had a 7-minute window 20 years ago where I might have played flawless, but these girls are doing it like I've watched it for 10 straight days, and I've never seen nothing like it.
It's commonplace.
Yeah, it's commonplace now.
Both players choosing the same attack angle to break from. I noted in earlier rounds when I did some of Chou's matches that her breaks, the power on her breaks improved a little bit.
Oh yeah,
always
she's
been-
100 pounds and she just blasts them. I mean,
Yeah.
she's got an athletic. Watch the push off the right foot, rotate the hips right before you get to the cue ball. This is like hitting a golf ball right here. Bam! And that's a nice athletic move. Takes a lot of practice to master.
There goes the 2. No shot on the 1, but she'll have a decent safe opportunity here.
You kind of like nicking off the right side of this yellow, laying it against the rail by the 6 and just coming down here.
Yeah, as
That
long as
looks
she-
the most obvious to me.
Yeah, it looks like she could miss the 5 to the
Yeah,
right.
yeah, as long as you can miss the 5, that's right. Now what in the world is she?
Well, I think the cue ball's kind of playing into the 5, but it looks like she is going to play that thin one.
Oh, okay.
Or cut the 1 between the 5-6.
That's the shot I like. Yeah, she hit it perfect.
Guaranteed, pretty much guaranteed hit on the kick for you, but she's going to think about a way to get a kick safe here.
Do you try to go 2 rails up? No, you wouldn't. Well, you would because the cue ball would tick you back to the long rail. I guess you could go 2 rails, but
Yeah, the risky part on the 2 rails is that you might not catch a rail in certain
Right.
spots, but it's likely, and I think it's worth it. You're
The
going to get safe more often than going
the
one
cue
rail.
ball can sometimes come off the back of the one into the 6 and the one goes over the other side of the table. I would go 2 rails here, but it could be messed up. Just like that. That's kind of the
Inside
reaction
of
she
it?
was
Yeah.
wanting. Yeah, it worked out perfect.
Yeah, 6 got in the way, so roll for you here. See how Chou can defend. Too close to jump. She's got a pretty good 1 rail kick over to the left long rail, but not much for kick safe.
Yeah, just make sure you hit it. Try to hit this ball.
She'll call it in the bottom right.
She got away with it. I'll tell you, when I cue that kick with like a center ball or even draw, it messes up my aim. I really like hitting that with high ball and then aiming a little shorter and letting it kind of lengthen out. But as soon as I start bringing my tip down on the cue ball, I can butcher those. What do we got here? She's cutting at this, you think? I think she's
Safe
safe.
off the left
Yeah,
side, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Oh, okay. Same kind of idea. Just create distance. Nice shot. Oh, she's cut off all kind of lanes, and the
Yeah.
jump shot is no fun.
Left long rail's not there. Right long rail's not there. She checked both those angles. Even 3 rails, it's got to be a jump.
I'll be honest, this jump shot can really get away with. I mean, your cue ball's bouncing down there with such force, it's easy to fly off the table.
You want to cue this with draw a little bit. Flatten the cue ball out.
Oop.
Hit the first ball. So
yeah, very
Yu's
difficult
gonna,
shot.
Yeah, Yu's gonna have a chance to win the first set here. See how the balls ended up after some contacts.
Yeah,
Opened up the 7, which was
Yes.
unfortunate for Chou. Yeah, not easy. I mean, you got it. There's a couple blockers
No.
on the way towards the 3, particularly the 4.
I'll tell you the way I play this sometimes. I'll put the cue ball 3 inches from that one ball right against the rail, cut the one in, and fall right down 2 rails where she's standing and come out of that corner and make sure that I can see the 3 between the 4-7. Instead of trying to get cute, I just one rail and go down there and get in that open zone. I find this interesting playing this like this because this would spook me a little bit. When you add the rail in as a variable, if you hit this ball thick or thin, you'll still make it, but that will really influence how the cue ball moves to the 3.
That's a great point.
See how she does. Of course, she hits it dead perfect.
In between those 2
Boy,
balls,
that was gutsy, right? I
Yeah.
think I would have tried to get out past the
I
purple.
think
ball.
I
I think
would've
she
too.
was. She just didn't do it. Yeah.
Right. She can slow this ball up with a bunch of right spin. It's landed pretty good here.
She could not get hooked on the 5 ball. Oh, the 5's going to be close. Okay, good shot.
Want to hit it? Oh,
Look at here.
That's lined up a combo, and she's going to be
Beautiful.
there on the combo.
Lined it up beautifully too. If that didn't line up right though, the trouble would have started.
For sure. Wow, let's see her player overall performance if she makes this 10 here. I think we're talking like
940
the
or
only
something.
mistake
Yeah.
was not making a ball in the break,
Yeah,
from what I
she's
remember.
played unreal.
It's there. First set to hand you. Not much Chou could do. They'll be alternating the breaks between sets. Both players electing to stay in the arena for set number 2. Set went pretty quickly. All runouts,
Yeah.
really. A couple of safe plays at the beginning of the rack, and then just getting through offensively after that. Looks like it's going to be you to break on the first break of the second set.
Well, I don't know what you people at home are thinking, but I am impressed to no end. I just, I could never marry one of these women though, because I really didn't want to be the weaker player in the marriage, but that's what looks like would happen.
You wouldn't want to be playing sets for
No.
who does the dishes.
Yeah, no kidding. I'd be real good at cleaning up the kitchen for sure. They are unbelievable.
Same attack angle for you here. Big hit, and the 1's going down. 10.
1 went right in. 2's gonna dress up maybe. Nope, got funny. It got funny.
2 safes here, definitely gonna be distance safes. Cue ball and 2 ball at opposite ends of the table. Look at that break. Wow.
Did you ever have Cliff Joyner borrow money from you, Eric? No.
I wasn't
Did you ever have
around
the
him enough.
pleasure of going through that experience when he gave you that look and he said, "Listen, Eric, my money's a little funny right now." I said, "Cliff, your money's Richard Pryor, man. It is always a little funny." And he found a way to trick me into giving him 200 every time I seen him. He was one smooth mover. Boy, was he a great player 20 years ago playing one pocket. Nobody in the world would play him even except Efren Reyes. And Efren didn't have to win.
Yeah, had a heart attack a couple years ago. I believe he's recovered decently.
Yeah, I
Not
believe he
playing as
has.
much, but he's
No.
doing okay.
Yeah, his life has been fast and furious, man. He's was the premier one pocket money player for a long time. Nice kick there. Let's see what the 2 is going to look like. Can't do much with it. You see anything you like here?
Safes aren't obvious. I mean,
No,
you
there's
cut
not.
the 2 to the short rail and try to get the 310 involved.
That's,
It's a little
yeah.
defensive.
I kind of like driving the 2 all the way to the other end and following forward and just using the 310. Like something like, well, that's even better. I like what she did there. It might not work this time,
Yeah,
but
there
it makes
was a
the
lot of
most sense.
blockers
Yeah.
along the way.
Yeah, that should have worked.
So first real, half error from Han Yu. Chou getting the advantage here in rack number 1. Lots of traffic back towards the 3. Some kind of draw 2 rails towards the angle. Just got to avoid a couple balls going that way. 3 balls, really.
Do you like going around the 4 here with bottom right-hand English? That'll be a good. Oh, she caught that. Oh, it was thin. Yeah, she wasn't able to go around the 4, but hit it perfect.
Same landing spot.
Right. What a beauty of a shot.
Well, we've seen her in the rack she had in the first set. She's not afraid to take distance, so she might just draw into the 10 here.
Well, I'm really learning something watching that. I'm going to go home and try to quit getting so intricate, and getting close to my work, thinking that's how you got to do it. If you can see the ball, trust your pull game and shoot the longer shot sometimes.
Yeah.
I've always taught kind of like get close to the next ball, get the right angle, say a prayer, all that good stuff. Now, these girls just punch them in from everywhere.
It helps a little on new cloth, especially if you're playing draw. You don't have to hit the ball at as high as speed.
That's right.
But
quite observant of you, and that's exactly right. On broken in cloth, getting near the ball might be a little more, and they know that. They would adjust their game accordingly.
Sure. She actually got closer to the 4 there and got good on it, and she's good. She's well in line now.
Wants to get the right angle on the 6 so that she doesn't have to deal with the 8. That's pretty good right there. Oh, this would be a good looking shot. Either an inside English, high left English and go around the 8, which I kind of like, or you could even draw around the 7. Would you go forward? Wouldn't you go forward here with inside if possible? I don't think it's possible.
She might be catching the 10.
That's right. Oh, she hit it beautifully. Very smart.
She was playing for the corner there, but she might consider the side now. Still looking down the aiming line of the corner. These sides are deceivingly tough.
Yeah, on camera, it looks like it just goes right in the side, but trust me, she's got to play this in the corner, I would have to think. And hits it like the world champ she is. Very nice.
Yeah, I want to say the only female player to hold both the World 9-ball and World 10-ball championships at the same time.
Wow.
She's in the final of the mixed doubles with her partner, Cheng Jun-Lin.
Yeah, she might win this tournament and that tournament and go home. And her home country's GDP will go up 12%. I mean, yeah.
On the rail here, but reasonably comfortable with the 10. Nicely played. Another run out. Small safety error from Yu. Chou taking full advantage. She had the 1 ball going on her last break, so she's going to stick to where she was. Both players making the 1 on their last 2 breaks. Take a look, see where Rubelin and Jasmine are at. Rubelin's gone ahead 2 sets to 1.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's huge.
So she'll be guaranteed a shootout in that match. Jasmine looking to force the shootout in set number 4.
Try break, I believe. Shot on the 1 to get started.
Yeah, pretty good position too. 1 rail out for the 2, so she'll be able to get started in this rack. Be some work to do from the 3 to the 4.
That's right. That's quite observant of you to notice. I hear commentators say, "Oh, I don't see a problem from here and all that." I'm like, I do. I see 10 problems out there. You got to solve every one of them.
Getting an angle where you can draw the cue ball back between the 5-7 or possibly coming over to the...
Well, heck, this is missable as can be. When you're jacked up over this 9, as you know, Eric, this is a tough shot.
Right, I didn't realize she was elevated.
Yeah, I didn't either. Oh, what a hit. Limits her cue ball control, but man, she just shot that in like it was so easy. I like going around the 9 here, or the 9,
So
the
do
3. I like going around this 3 with left-hand English. Gonna cut it in. Go 3 rails. Perfect. Don't clip it. Oh, that's going to change things.
Yeah.
But it's the angle to take you to the 4, I suppose. No, not really.
Too much angle going that way.
That's right. Big trouble.
She can power the ball to the short rail, but then the 5 becomes real big coming across 1 rail back. Can't go 2 rails because the 6 is in the way. Tough shot.
That's right. You know how I like to play this sometimes when I'm feeling, you know, in stroke? I'll hit this with a high inside cue ball and go 2 rails right towards the 10. And the speed's a little easier to gauge because this is a nice thin hit. And you can just kind of drop it. She's going to do something. She'll be something pretty
stun
fancy
out
here.
with some left. Trying to come in between the 5-6.
Yeah, I suppose so. Just
Look at
hits it
this.
like perfect.
Is it gonna get
I mean,
there?
how can anybody play this good?
Got there.
Oh, I'm doing the dishes again.
Played for a 30-minute load of dishes too.
Yeah,
She won again.
yeah, really.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's right. No, to those at home listening, I'm not patronizing these women. They really do actually play like male professional players, and I'll be the first to admit it. I mean, this is just breathtaking skill.
They seem to be very regimented in their pre-shot
Yeah.
routine too. Like
Yes.
call it more of like a looks like a simple style, but they hit it finessefully, you know.
Oh, totally.
Very in control.
Well, I'll tell you, their shot making is not only impressed me, but their position play, which is something I'm always kind of a stickler about being a straight pull player. Their position player, I mean, these look like 400 ball runners. They control that cue ball just lovely. Nice P3. It's the same exact cue I play with. Love it. With a Revo 12.4 shaft on there. What are you using, Eric?
A Q-Tech.
Okay. Great cue. Yeah, with like a fiber, or a carbon fiber shaft. Sure.
I was one of the last players to switch over, but I did see the value in it.
Sure.
I used Predator for 25 years. I just happened to pick up
Sure.
Q-Tech that I like.
Yeah, they really set the world on fire. When those carbon fibers came out, I was like, what is the deal? But you think about fishing poles, golf club shafts, tennis rackets, car hoods, gas tanks. I mean, carbon fiber was the way of the future. But I think it's helped pool cues almost as much as any industry because they don't dent, warp, ding, scratch, delaminate. It's quite an improvement. And you can, I can lose my cue and go, hey, Eric, can I borrow your carbon?
It's
Just
the
like
same
the
cue.
same exact thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat when you travel. Back in the day, 20 years ago, if they didn't bring your bag from the airplane, you were toast.
Well, it happened to me once.
Yeah.
And I actually borrowed the same model of shaft, but it's just not
it's
the
not
same.
the same. Yeah, and it deflected different.
Yeah.
You're out there floundering around wanting to kill Delta Airlines. Happened to my buddy at the IPT event. So there's like $1 million on the line. Biggest tournament of his life. Can't get his cue.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. But with a Predator or a Q-Tech, you just screw on another carbon fiber and go. All right, so third game of the second set. A lot of pressure here on Chou. She's got to keep you within her sights.
Oh, the rack got her a little bit there.
Yep, yep. Those were, well, I don't like to kind of put the ref on the spot, but those weren't tight, and I think the ref would be the first to admit it. And that happens when you're hand racking. It's dang near impossible to freeze every ball, as you know, Eric.
Yeah.
They do their best.
Anytime you see 6 balls below the first 2 diamonds, it's usually, unless they came back around, it's usually a bit of a, not the tightest rack.
Yeah, and I almost think it's okay when this happens now, because you're getting to see a lot of play, and it's a lot of safeties are going to be played, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. I mean,
like one of the rack, or pretty much all the racks have been 1 safe and out, maybe 2
Right.
safes and out at most. We're going to see a lot of moving here. Who knows? Maybe they'll just come up with a crazy run out anyways. But the balls are definitely tough.
Eric, to shed light on how important cue ball control is, I had a friend back in the 90s to come up to me. He says, I'm going to play Efren Reyes, $200 sets. And I immediately was like, oh, great idea. No. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, he's going to spot me a hand span. And that's all. Now, the guy had big hands. He tortured Efren. And this guy was about a 630 Fargo, because what would happen is you would just shoot a stop shot and then pick the cue ball up, and you don't have to like play
any radius.
And it was way more handicapped than I thought, which is a testament to how important controlling that cue ball is. He was never straight in, never jacked up, never near a rail, never on the wrong side of the ball. And I thought Efren was going to torture him, and he beat Efren. He didn't torture Efren, but he did win.
Huh.
So I found that interesting, how big of a handicap that can be.
She's left the 2 in a way where Chou could possibly open up the 9 here.
Right, I think you would try that and run into the 9 and play the 3 on the side. It can go wrong, of course, but it looks like the easiest thing she's got available. Well, I'll tell you what, running into the 9 just right, this could definitely get funny.
Does she have any angle going to the right? It's pretty straight.
Oh man, this could get like Cliff Joyner's money. A little funny.
Oh, there is a little angle going to the right.
What a shot. I mean, she hit it perfect.
Very nice.
You see you give her that little look? Like, how dare you hit that ball so pretty? She knows how hard that was to do.
Yeah, these two have been battling it out for 15 years.
Yeah, I would already be getting out the Dawn dish soap like, here we go again. She hit it perfect. Got to slide up for the 5. I always wonder if Josh and Pia Filler do that. If they play sets and talk trash and you got to do the laundry and all that kind of stuff.
Or she wants to be on the 6. Ideally, she'd want to have some angle going to the right off the 6.
That's right.
2 rails up here. Always hit the 2nd rail if you can.
That's what I like, Eric. I like hitting this with a high right-hand cue ball. Just like that, and perfection.
Yeah. A little straight where she might have to draw straight back. So she's okay.
Maybe even take the cut from there, you think?
You could
do that, right?
Because you want angle going back to the 8.
Sure. I actually like that. And their style, I think she'll stop right there, simplify things. No, of course I was wrong for the 1100th time this week.
8 in the long pocket here, minimize the cue ball movement. Got an angle going to the rail. Gonna have to hit a little more speed than she'd like. She can come out. One rail for the 9 in the close corner.
Pardon me, folks, for coughing in your ear. I've caught a combination of Zika, Ebola, and coronavirus this week. But other than that, I'm feeling pretty good. Tough little shot up in the corner. Bounce. You got to pound this kind of to bounce out off this rail. She smartly chose not to pound it and take the longer shot. I like that. The Zika has altered my judgment.
Bunch of right spin here, John?
Yes, bunch of right spin. Otherwise, you roll right into the 10. And you want to avoid the side pocket. But these are missable when you're using. If she's really killing it with like a 5 o'clock cue ball. Oh, she overdid it and got away with it. Nice shot. Anytime they go with that much spin, you've done well. I guarantee that made her heart race a little bit.
So again, continuing the flawless play here. What a battle of titans this is.
I mean, it is.
Just trading blows back and forth.
That's the perfect word to describe the titans of the game.
Got any events planned, John?
No, I don't, but I'm gonna try to. You know, I still like to think I could play a little. I'm gonna get out there and got to get home and hand the IRS a whole bunch of money, sadly, and it'll probably all end up in Zelensky's pocket. Not much I can do, but I'm gonna handle that, and then I got a couple small things to attend to, and then I might go out and play a pool tournament or just get out in public and do something pool related. This has been fun this week though to hang with you guys, and it's made me want to play, buddy, watching all this great pool.
Super Billiards Expo's in April. You won that tournament before.
Oh, well, thank you for bringing that up. I actually will put you on the payroll full time. That was a big one. That was an interesting one. Real quick, I was playing Corey Deuel in the finals, race to 13, and it goes hill, and that's a win I won't forget.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah, Shane Van Boning was in it, and all the killers. It was $1,000 entry, 20,000 first place, 7,000 second place, and I put myself in the tournament. So we played that one rack for 13,000. It was quite an exciting time. And then I broke my shoulder dirt biking about 3 days later, and that's that.
Gonna try to avoid the 410 coming across table. There's room. Cue ball's playing decently just on top of the 10.
You know you're a great player too when the commentator like me, like I have zero fear that she's missing this. That's how confident I am in her.
Cue ball's actually going a little forward here. I thought it was playing to the top side of the 10, but it's going forward. She can still manage it, kind of running. Yeah, I guess maybe a bit of left. She'd still stay on top of the 10.
Yeah, I can't quite tell from this perspective, but I would like to drop under the 10 if I could get away with it. Just right in the heart, of course. I mean, without it, just never a doubt. Now, this is interesting here, folks, because if she has to get the right angle on the 4 to hold for the 5. So this is not straightforward. You have to draw back just right for position here. I think she can hold. So what you try to do here is hit this through the full side of the pocket, the right side of the pocket with a high left cue ball, and it'll straighten up off this side rail. There's times you even have to bank the 4 to hold position, but I believe she can manage this. Beautiful.
Kill stroke coming up here.
I like these. These are fun to watch. The cue ball will leave her tip with bottom right spin, and it will be releasing right when it gets the 5 ball, turning into a sliding knuckleball. And the players have the feel to time this just right. Watch the cue ball. Slide, release. Up the first bobble. And that was because of all that spin she was putting on that ball. Pool's a tough game. If these two could miss one, you know how hard it is. Just barely overcut it. So she didn't anticipate the swerve on the cue ball correctly, because guess what? She's a human being.
Yeah. Decent one rail back here for Chou.
Oh, now that's a little fortunate. I'm not quite sure what happened.
I guess it was thinner than we thought.
Right, it must
Had
have
to
been,
be.
and she just had to go into him.
She would have gone one rail there.
Sure.
Perfect result.
Oh,
but
this dressed up is as good as it gets. 6 leads to the 7, 8's a stop shot. I never like to say a rack's easy because pool's too hard to say that, but by pro standards, this is as good as it gets right here. Got to take advantage. Good shot.
Should be looking to get on the hill in set number 2 and level the overall set score line at 1 each. Reminder, if one player wins 3 of the first 4 sets, they'll win the match. If they split 2 sets each, we'll be going to a shootout.
You know, it's pretty cool, Eric. I live in Wyoming, and I was 200 miles from the nearest 9-footer. And Predator, I got one of these Apex tables from them, and it's really been neat for my friends and I to get to play on the same table you see these pros play on, and it gives me a chance to, you know, practice and stay sharp. So thank you so much to Predator. They worked out a deal with me that was a win-win for both of us, and I couldn't be more pleased. Okay, moving into the 5th game of the 2nd set. Chou leading 3-1, which is huge. She really needs to win this set, obviously.
I don't believe she has a break and run yet, but she's had the 1 going a couple times. You know, as long as you're making balls, you always got the chance to run the rack. She's been hitting it pretty square, controlling the cue ball. Oh, switching sides. Here we go. First break from the left side of the table.
Referee doing a nice job. The referee dreams of never being remembered. They want to do a match to where you don't remember them, then it means they've done a perfect job. The worst thing you can do as a ref, they dread picking up a cue ball when they shouldn't, or something that you'd really be lambasted for. So I think it's a nerve-wracking proposition to be a referee.
Yeah, and the nice thing about the refs now is they're all properly trained, certified referees.
Yeah,
take their job seriously.
Yeah,
it's an important part of the sport.
Sure.
Left the 1, but the cue ball's running towards the 3-5. I think she might not be able to draw out of it.
Yeah, you're going to do well just to make this ball being jacked up out of the pocket. I think it looks like you could drip under the 5 and maybe just miss the right side of the 3, but
good call.
I don't know. I don't like it.
It's tricky, but I don't think she can draw, so she might be going for that.
Oh, she's elevating and she's trying to avoid the 3. Oh my goodness, what a roll.
Yeah.
And she would be the first to admit she got a little fortunate there.
Play a controlled draw here. 3's only available on the right side.
You got to draw back to this end rail, don't you, Eric?
Yeah, maybe all the way back. Yeah.
Well, the problem is, as you can see, folks, her cue ball is moving to her right a couple inches off this 2, so it's going to draw right down to that piece of chalk that's by that corner pocket. This is always daunting as a player when you know, even if I make a good shot here, my next shot's going to be scary.
Yeah, that's the reason she was right down on the angle there, seeing what parts of the pocket she can play to avoid that kind of corner pocket down there.
Yeah,
that's just from trying to cheat the pocket.
Sure, always going to be tough.
Got a roll.
Sure did. Put her hand up and apologized. Oh, she barely nicked the purple. That's why we play the game. It's so hard. You never are going to master it. It never gets boring. They all miss once in a while. Nice hit.
Gonna leave it.
Yeah, isn't that kind of unfortunate when that 2 hits that ball and does that, and you leave them straight in? I like drawing this with the bottom right-hand cue ball around the 7 towards the 3. I believe you could come straight up, but oh, she is going
Inside
straight
the
up. Well,
10.
she's doing something different here.
Nice hit.
Oh, she's going to the side pocket. The 3 doesn't pass. Well, I didn't see that.
I mean, it might have
It
passed,
might
but
have,
she
but
chose the side there. Great shot. Does the cue ball miss the 4 off the first rail here? It's pretty thin. I think it might.
Yeah, and trying to go like around the 6-9 and then play the 4. That's what I think she'd like to do, but she might have to go into it. Can't quite tell. Well, you're going to do well just to make this shot, first of all. Well, they shoot so straight. Jeez. No, that was unfortunate.
I think she might have the pocketing edge. Let's see, check out her body language here. Looks like she's going over to the contact point.
You know, that 5 land there might help you too. You could even go rail first and maybe play the purple off the 5. So,
yeah, or if she's too on the thin edge of cutting it, she can still cut it into the 5.
yeah, exactly.
I think she's okay.
Wow, nice shot.
Straight in.
You know, and for those listening, if you're not familiar with Eric Horlifson, as we affectionately call him Big Red, he's a world-class player, but he's too humble to tell you that. So I'm gonna mention it for him. But if you're ever up there in Toronto,
Yeah.
he does lessons, and you'll see him out there playing and winning tournaments. And you couldn't meet a nicer guy or a better instructor. So get a hold of him if you need help with your game, or you're looking to put a horse in the race to win you some money. He's your guy.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah, sure.
A lot of tournaments up there too. You know, if you want to come up for 3 or 4 days, do some lessons and play in a tournament. It's a world-class city.
I've never been to Toronto, but I bet it is a cool place. I've heard nothing but good things.
Best city in Canada, in my opinion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I've been to Vancouver. That's interesting you say that.
I mean, we're not on the coast, but as far as nightlife
yeah,
and restaurants and
just everything.
things to do,
Sure.
it's a great spot.
When you talk about laser beam focus, man, they don't mess around. Easy now. Good shot.
Stop position here
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. Stop that cue ball when you can, folks. Oh, it's been fun this week. I mean, there's thousands of people here. I've seen just everybody I've met over the last 20 years I see here, and it's been a lot of fun. I really needed it. I haven't been out in public in a year, and I just had so much fun talking to all my buddies. A lot of them are from Canada. I have some friends from Canada, Brian Wallace and Jim Clapp, and just it's been a treat. And I've got to do this commentary, and I appreciate Predator bringing me in and making me feel relevant, and it's been fun. Nice run out there.
Yeah, close set. You breaking rack number 6.
The standard of play has just been so good.
Both players in the close to 800 on the overall performance. Chou only on 17% break success. That's hurt her a bit. 0 for 3 in the second set. She's on the hill and hasn't made a ball in the break. Very few missed balls. Only 2 for Han Yu, 1 for Chou. 3 missed balls, 10 games in. That's a low number.
Oh, sure.
Chou strong in the safe department. She's had to be, not winning as many games off the break.
It's funny, I played in this event 3 years ago, and I look back at my performance, and it was, to say horrendous would be an compliment. I mean, it was just so awful. I can't believe it. But Played a lot of pool this year. I think if I play again, I could maybe defend myself a little better. But well, wait a minute. There was 2 events. I played I did bad in the first one. The second one, I managed to sneak by Evan Lunda and Donnie Mills, and I beat Pijas Labudas. So I kind of got my act together the second event. But the first event, whoa, was it ugly. Got to
Las
put in
Vegas
the
Open was first in the world.
Yeah,
Tempo
that's
second.
what it was. Yeah. Well, the tables play so much better now too.
Yeah.
I could see it. They're just bouncing right. The deflection ratio is right. The speed is right. It's right. And that would help all of us play our best. I think you just maybe drive. You know what I'm afraid about driving this one down by the 10, though? I leave a billiard or something. I think she'll just bump the 1 up kind of behind the 8 and fall over behind the purple 4.
I like that.
Right?
If she has the right edge of it, these camera angles are deceiving.
They are.
I think she might.
She got that a little more thin than she meant.
Yeah,
I got
she
away
was
from
playing
her.
safe there.
I got away from her. That's almost the first thing that even resembled an error from her in the safety department. They both move. You know, we call it moving.
Safe play.
And, you know, and with moving, it's you got to choose the right safe and then execute it.
Chou on the hill here in the second set. First chance to get over the finish line. Very tough rack. Combos, running into balls.
Yeah, that's right.
Might be able to get it in the short side of the 4, avoid the combo. 9 could push towards the 3 here, but I think she'll hit it thin enough that it's not going to block the pocket.
Yeah, I'd like to drive this 9 out off this rail a 1.5 feet. I might put some pace on this 2 ball. I don't like that 9 being anywhere in the equation going towards with the 3. She
missed it.
Wow, she was able to avoid it completely.
Yeah, I thought I was hitting it for sure, but she played it in a way where she was trying to miss it. Nice shot.
That was fantastic. Didn't even look doable.
Into the short side here for Chou.
And has the correct angle to move to the 4. Perfect.
Chance now to take the second set down and level the overall set score.
This is a little scarier than you might think, folks. You got to hit this with a little bit of inside English, high inside English, to get the cue ball to move to her left off the end rail. Very nice. Might have overdone the spin, but very nice shot.
He's 6 ball in the same pocket. She can either draw out or use the rail. Got to stay in line here, John. Pressure's mounting, don't forget.
Absolutely.
You know, we're in the semifinals. She knows she's a set down. She knows she's playing a champion player.
Well, you know, everybody's different. But for me, like, you know, if I go deep into a tournament, I got a chance to make some money. It's a glorious thing. But when I live 3 hours from there, it's like there's less pressure. Because, you know, if you screw it up, it's a coffee and a couple songs on the radio and you're home. But when you fly 30 hours on a plane and you let that money get away from you and you have to fly all the way back home.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's brutal.
They're used to it, but it's a great point. It's added pressure.
It's an added pressure that you might not think about unless you've ever been 10,000 miles from home playing for giant money on television.
Yeah.
I mean, haven't we all done that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure. When I'm not doing dishes. So, yeah, that always kind of stressed and strained me more when I was a long ways from home. It just made the pressure of the event ramp up.
There it is. Chou taking down the second set. So we're level at 1 set each now. Chou will start off the breaking in the 3rd set. Great match, John.
No, I mean, they just play like robots. They play as good as men, women. They're unbelievable.
Looks like Hanyu's going to take a break here. So is Chou. We'll stay with you. Unless we're going to throw up an ad here.
I would so love to call out a few players, but I don't want to get fired today. There's some players out there that I would stake both of these young ladies against. And you'd see those guys working at a car wash about a week later because they can't win. Oh, John Schmidt with the controversy once again. That's what I do.
Take a peek here at the other semifinal going on. And even if you guys are watching this match and want to come back to it in 3 minutes, you can flip over to table 2 for a couple minutes. Take a peek over there. Oh, so Rublin is two sets to 1 ahead, but Jasmine is 3-1 in games ahead in the 4th set. So looking like very possible for a shootout over there. We'll keep you posted on that one. Gonna have the final of this tournament at 7 p.m. today. The final of the mixed doubles is slated for 3:30. It's possible that we'll be a few minutes behind on that one, but it'll be following this match right on table 1. About equal on first shot after the break. I mean, that's a small factor too,
Sure.
right? It's like, you know, are you actually getting on the lowest number ball? Whether you make a ball, does it flip off to your opponent where they have the first chance? But they're about equal there. Break success dipping down a little bit, both under 50%. It's tough with this hand rack. There's no, you know, anything over around 50% is pretty strong. Chou strong in the safes, 83%, right where you want to be for world-class percentage. This shot's very low. 3 from Han Yu, 1 from Chou. Really, you could say Chou's played a little better with the missed shots and the high safety efficiency. Just, you know, these short races, one roll here or there can dictate a lot.
Sure. Well, you know, there's some days, I mean, let's be frank, where you'll miss, I don't know, on a race to 9, I might miss 5 balls against you and you only miss 2. But every time I miss, I'm leaving you hooked.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, and then when you miss the only 2 times, you leave me straight in. And then I look like some kind of genius and win the set, but you outplayed me, really. That happens.
The only way to counteract that over the course of a tournament is to break and run racks. And when they're on the hand rack here, especially playing 10 ball, it's a lot of, you know, here's and there's about what happens in important games sometimes.
And I see a lot of racks where like all the balls were against the rail, and I mean, it's just super tough. Coming back from the break, our 2 assassins.
Chou will have the first break in set number 3. Players have 7 minutes in between each set. It was so busy here midweek that if you wanted to go to the washroom between sets, it might take you more than 5 minutes just to get through the line.
That's right.
It's thinning out a little bit now.
Yep.
Just the last stages of the team event left for the amateurs.
Well, there's like 5,000 people in this building, isn't there, or something crazy? I mean, it looks like a whole city is here.
So if you ever want to plan to come down to witness this in person, you can play in the CSI singles events without playing in a league. If you just want to play in a tournament in Vegas, you can come down for that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, all my buddies in Rock Springs have got to come down. They would love it.
Yeah. And the BCA portion of the amateur event, you have to play some weeks over the course of the year, but not many.
Oh, no. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Thin cut and it got kicked in. Lost the cue ball there. Too thin. Cue ball towards the corner. Didn't go directly in. never will with world-class players,
Right.
but ball kicked it in here, so if we can get a replay. But Han Yu gonna have the first chance in set number 3. Watch this. Yeah,
Oh, it got airborne, hit the rail.
yeah, like hopping off the rail.
Yeah, that wasn't her best hit on the break, and she's paying the price.
Decent rack. Gonna have to get okay on the 5.
Yeah,
Up and down cue ball movement.
yeah, you know, you really don't want to get too thin on this 3 where your cue ball has to move. Yeah, she needs to get close to this 3 ball, or it'll be kind of a tough shot. Okay. Well, when you shoot as straight as her, I guess this is a piece of cake, but I've only missed about 600,000 of these in my life. I want to be closer to this ball. My cowardice is on full display for the listeners. Gotta hold your head still here. And just spears it in there.
Yeah. Powering up, no problem there for Han Yu. 1 rail out here with the position. I guess you can get below the 6th and just kind of stun up the left long rail. I was thinking for some reason you have to be above it.
Yeah,
but
well, you
below
could
it's
do
okay.
either. Yeah, I like either. I kind of like to below it if it's possible, and she got so good. Well, no, I think she's going to have to maybe, this isn't either or, but to get down below the 10, you'd have to hit this with a slow inside English cue ball, and that's where things can go awry, as you know. I like her going back above, like you called.
That's why she is going
Yeah,
above here.
because her make percentage on the 5 will be a tad higher. Yeah, that's built from experience, just playing so much pool that you know I have an 87% chance this way, but a 92.5% chance this way.
Well, that's the whole point. And if you keep giving up 5% over the course of a tournament,
right.
it's going to hurt you.
That's
like
right.
These players are making the right decision a huge amount of the time. Like even there, you could go inside or outside, but the outside's the proper play there because you're cutting the ball so thinly.
That's right.
3 rails around now for Han. Tough part of the rack over.
And you know, Eric, you know this, of course, you being a great player. What they'll do on these shots a lot of times is they'll really maximize how much they cheat the pocket, which will let the cue ball change directions and help you get to that 3rd rail without scratching or what have you. I don't know if she's doing it. Yes, she is. She's going 3 rails here. But see how she played that? She cheated the pocket, folks, which made the cue ball move to her left, thinner and faster, easier to gauge. Very useful cheating the pockets.
Yeah, almost every shot that's pretty makeable, they're targeting a certain part of the pocket to try to get, because they know the feel of how to get the cue ball perfect, whether it's thick or thin. It's always played, it's rarely played to the center of the pocket if it's very makeable. Like here, you're going to go a little thinner.
That's right. When I first learned to play pool, I found that fascinating because I didn't know you could do that. And then people started showing me and teaching me. And I was like, whoa, this opens up a whole new can of worms. You can avoid collisions and make the cue ball do weird stuff.
You taking full advantage of the mistake on the break from Chou. First game, the 3rd set. Breaking rack number 2. Really surprising for any kind of pro world-class player to go directly off into the corner like that. It was actually kicked.
Almost have to miscue or something. Yeah, they're never going to hit it that thin.
Variable there was she was probably trying to cut it, which some players are trying with this hand rack. If you cut it, you're promoting the one going to the opposite side pocket a little more, but still, it was a mistake and she was punished.
Referee doing a nice job. Looks like he likes this rack. See how they react. Put him on the spot here.
Yeah, racking the balls nice and quickly. That's a good thing.
That's a good sign, yeah. That means they're setting in there pretty tight. He likes what he sees and lets the players go. Oh, the arguments I've seen over the years between the rack. It's kind of nice to just have a rack done by the ref. There's no arguing. Don't even look at him. Now, if I look up and I see that the ref is like my ex-girlfriend or something, now we could have a problem.
10 balls got to go here. with the ones
Oh,
blocked.
wow, really?
This is going to be an interesting rack. So the 4 is going to be the first ball that the 10's attackable with, but a lot of posturing here on the 1. Because the short rail kicks block too.
Right, and you can't really play the 1 and like hide behind the 2. You'd scratch. So I don't know what you do here.
She's gonna push and maybe leave the short rail kick. But if you do, wouldn't you take it?
Oh, the short rail kick.
Like past the 8 somewhere.
Yeah, this is where I really go brain dead. I mean, I've over pushed in spots like this where I think I'm tying something up and leaving an angle to where they can make the 1, but they can't do nothing.
Well, one thing she's gonna do is shoot the 4 away from the 10.
Yes. Well, I like shooting the 10 in.
Maybe.
Right? Yeah, well, that was gutsy because you could have hooked yourself.
Oh, look. Well, the cue ball's gonna get, the 10's gonna get in front of the cue
no,
ball, but it doesn't matter.
She's getting this right back. She's getting this right back, guaranteed. There's no way you would take this
Well,
on.
I think there's room on the short rail.
Gosh, would you? Would you shoot this?
I don't know.
She gave it back, didn't she?
She did.
Okay, I was going to say, I'm losing my mind if she shoots this. Because, I mean, I know you're a big favorite to hit it, but I think you're just a huge favorite to sell out. Or she'll probably kick it right and run out.
Left of the 8, which makes it tougher. She's going to have to add some spin. Hit it.
Hit it good. Does she hit it real nice? Yep.
Yeah, I didn't realize you have to go to the left of the 8 there. If you got to add spin into that kick, then that's tough. I thought you could go 1 rail straight high.
That adds a lot of difficulty. I'll tell you what, I've seen easier layouts. The getting on this 2 ball, a couple ways you could do it. I suppose you could follow to the in rail, come up between the 9-10.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a gentleman here that lost his keys for 6. All right, if anyone could please.
Maybe, you'd run into the 5. Yeah, that was touchy. Very nice.
Thank you.
Cue ball control wizards.
Can you stun in between the 7-8 for the 3 and the side, but then you're tough on position for the 4? This is tough.
You know, the shot you can play sometimes that I don't think it's available is you run into the side of the 7 with low left-hand English. The cue ball kind of goes to the side rail, in rail, and wraps around or towards the 3. But the 7 would have to be an inch farther down table. See, like this, she did exactly what I was saying, and it's going to work out. Thank you so much, Mrs. Yu, for making me look smart. Ooh, this is laying real good. She could come around 3 rails right about to where she's standing. Actually, Eric, I think that 6 is more in play. Well,
cue ball's playing too far to the right off the first rail.
Right, I think she's going to do well to miss the 6 here.
Would you go inside it, or are you going to get too much angle then? Yeah, you would.
I would try to go around the 8 and to her right of the 6 by a couple inches and say a little prayer. Pool will turn you religious. You're always hoping.
I think she's just there on the follow.
Maybe it's just laying beautifully. The 6 was a sizable bowling ball. I had a feeling with that new cloth it was going to hit that sucker. But
can go 2 rails behind the 5 here. I like banking the 4 all the way back to the longer short rail and spin the cue ball with a bunch of left. Try to freeze on the 5.
I like that.
A lot of players go side rail to side rail here, but
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
but I like going more up.
Sure.
Create more distance.
Distance is always good.
They play this side rail to side rail.
And I'm guilty of that too. But these good players hit this 4 so easy now. She did pretty good.
Yeah, she might have took away the most obvious rail here.
Now, would you put speed on this kick and go 2 rails, 3 rails at the 4, or would you, to the short rails, or would you kick soft so you don't disturb them? Because that makes the kick harder to gauge, and that's the conundrum she's in.
Yeah, I like the soft one here because there's not enough balls in the middle. Wouldn't get safe enough, I don't think, hitting it hard.
Well, this might be. Oh, I thought it was going to be an unbelievable hit.
It's not makeable, but look for her to be in a bad spot here.
What is the correct safe here? Boy, so many ways to play this. Yep, she just about hit it. But do you come off? Oh, she's gonna come off this and go over behind the 7. Okay. Oh, easy now. Oh, that's very nice. Look at that touch.
Left the 2 rail looks like, at worst 1 rail.
Yeah, I like the 2 rail. What she'll be trying to do is go 2 rails off our left side of this purple. Cue ball will kind of glance down by the 5, and the 4 ball might go up by the referee in some kind of fashion. Efren does this way too often for my liking. He's so good at this kind of stuff. But all the modern players now seem to be real good at these kind of shots. Just like that. Great hit.
Well, we might see some tough pocketing here from you. I think she's going to go at this. What's the score? She's up 1-0 to kind of separate herself a bit.
How do you like playing this for this difficult cut? Obviously, we've all missed this a million times, but try to cut this in and run the cue ball back down under the orange and shoot the 5 up by the 4.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like a little built-in.
Not spin it as much.
Yeah, don't spin it and don't try to play
crazy with the cue.
Right. Let the cue ball come down to where she's standing, like that.
That's the right shot.
That's the shot I like. I think that's a little safer.
And did favor the overcut side of the
absolutely very smart
angle to possibly get safe on the miss, which she did.
Decision time. Do you jump it? Do you kick 2 rails? It looks like she's going with the jump. Remove the variables and just almost guarantee the hit with the Predator Air Rush.
It's called the bank on the 4 in the bottom left.
Extension.
If you can't jump with these air rushes, you need to take 2 weeks off and then quit. And then go see Eric in Toronto for lessons, because this is the best jump cue I've ever seen. Don't draw it up into the right-hand corner, which is so easy to do.
Out of control here.
Well,
How's it going to end up?
She's going to
be a
give
chance
up
for you. This is to open up a 2-game advantage in the 3rd set.
Big shot. That moving from the 5 to the 6 is going to be difficult, but from what I know about Mrs. Yu, she can handle it. The reason she hit that so hard, folks, is she needed the thick enough angle off the 5 to draw to the 6. If she would have just laid the cue ball against the long rail, she couldn't move to the 6 ball. You experienced players at home, of course, know that. But we're trying to help out the people that are just kind of getting into the game here.
Who's underdrawn this a bit?
Yeah, just a little bit.
You like staying on this side of the table? It is possible to draw it over for the side.
I kind of like bumping the 6 down to the bottom rail and letting the cue ball kind of get up near the 8 somewhere, maybe cause some problems. Oh, is she cutting this in? Wow. Man, that looks too thin on camera.
She's going to draw past the side here.
Oh, she's
going
going
to smooth
for
this.
Wow.
Jump for the 8. Okay.
I'm going to give some earth-shattering advice here to the people listening at home. Try to play pool like this lady and you'll do all right. I mean, like, she just makes everything look so easy. It's disgusting.
Textbook fundamentals.
I know.
She plays a bit of hay ball too. She's very active over in China.
That makes sense.
Brought up on American pool, but has played hay ball since hay ball's become a little bigger. And as we were alluding to earlier in the match, she's a killer when the big money's on the line. She's been in 5 major finals in her career. She's won 4. Multiple-time world champion, multiple-time China Open champion, which are pretty much, before Predator came along, those were the biggest titles for the women.
You know, maybe I'm weird, Eric, but for years with pool cues, it was always like, you know, can I fit 1,200 inlays in a cue? And that I love these contemporary looking cues. It's like two-tone, no joint collar, nothing going on except strength, rigidity, classy looking. I love the way they look.
The prices and the technology and quality of the cue, which is
That too.
That's where it should be.
Yeah.
You can have any kind of $30,000 cue if it's not built properly.
Right.
It's like a $100 cue.
And I understand. You know, I like a friend, Jerry McWhorter. Like, you will not see a better looking cue. But if you're going to buy a production cue, wow, you can't go wrong with the Predators. They've sent me many cues over the years. I've never got a crooked one. I've never had a problem. They're just quality controls through the roof. So here we go, 2-0 lead into the third set with you playing flawless pool.
Yeah, taking advantage of the foul on the break in rack number 1. Bit of a safe battle in rack number 2. Ended up getting Chou in a spot where she was on a long jump bank.
That's right. I sure like the way the lights under the table. They can match the lights to the arena. And at home, I think you have different choices of the lights under the table.
Well, they even have a feature where you can change the brightness of the lights.
Oh, well, there you
There's
go.
like 4 different brightnesses. If it's too bright for you, which is unlikely, but because brightness is always a good thing. But if you are light sensitive, they have different shades of how much light you can emit.
Well, I think that the strongest feature about these tables that's maybe overlooked is when you buy most pool tables and you want to have the pockets on the tighter side, you better find a really competent mechanic, and you're probably not going to like the price to have him do it. These come right from the factory at 4 1/4. And so now recreational players at home can have a tight, tough table like the pros are playing on with the exact same cloth, balls, chalk, lighting, all of it, cue. I can't think of too many. Like, I can't buy an F1 car because it's like a $20 million car. The dirt bikes you see, that is not a factory dirt bike. You can't get one like that. It's got $40,000 suspension. But in pool, you can use the same exact equipment. So here she goes with a super tough 1 ball.
Yeah, big spot in the first set here. I think she's going to go offense. The position's pretty natural. But definitely thin on the pocketing here. Might go safe behind the 2.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against that because I'm not in love with these. Jacked up over the 8 also. Oh, she cut it right in. What a shot. Well, that's absurdly good. When you're jacked up over a ball like that, your make percentage is cut in half. No, you know, you could tell
she was a little long there, John, for some reason.
And as soon as she shot it, she knew a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, I thought the bridge was oddly long. I was going to mention it before she hit it. Look at this, just covering her face. She can't believe she missed.
A testament to how difficult pool is when one of these great players bobble a ball that you figure they make. That's what keeps us coming back. Nice shot there. Oh, unless it scratches.
Whoa.
Yikes.
Either caught it a little too thick or wanted to play a little more left spin on that ball.
Now, I find this interesting. When I dog a ball, you know, a ball that I figure to make, and I'm able to come right back to the table, that's so rare. That's such a gift. Oh, Chou has to take advantage of this because it doesn't happen often with these trained killers.
Left-handed, not much with the position, so okay to go over to the left hand there.
Has to avoid the 7. When she plays shape for this 5, that 7's a big ball sitting there. Okay.
Two rails back is coming.
Yeah, you know, sometimes I just kind of turn this in with left soft, make the pocket. But there's so many ways to play this shot. She took your approach, which is smart. I like it. She can follow this. Well, I'll tell you what now. She got pretty straight in. She's going to be able to follow this to the rail with a high left-hand cue ball and get it to straighten up. But it's going to be hard to get near the 7 like she wants, I think. Yeah, that was...
It's underrated when you're hitting a thick ball, and it's underrated when you're kind of going like straight into the rail like that. If you're on more of an angle into the rail, the cue ball just kind of flows more naturally. Just come up a little short here. Still makeable. Just got to settle herself. She actually missed one similar earlier in the rack like this.
What a shot.
Yeah.
Killed that ball with bottom left-hand English. Made it look easy.
Looking at the bridge length now, she's actually pretty long on a lot of bridge lengths. I didn't notice that before.
Man, is she a great shot maker. Lord have mercy. I mean, she's made so many tough shots in front of me in 2 days. I just can't believe it.
So narrowing the gap here in set number 3. You had 2-1 overall, all tied up in sets. Only one game separates them after 15 games here.
Is that about the best looking pool arena you've ever seen?
Oh,
See,
yeah.
they can change the colors of the wall, you know, put the faces of the players up there. I mean, that is some high-tech stuff.
Yeah, it's all digital.
Yeah. Yes. It's great looking.
Pretty sparse on the break and runs, only one in the first 2 sets. Chou had that miscue on the break, first break of this set, so probably will stay away from the cut break just out of a bit of fear.
Yeah, I think she'll shy away from that after that scratch. You know, I see a... Is it you that has the pink break cue? I love the color of that. And I see a lot of guys here wearing purses basically on their chest, so I'm allowed to use a pink break stick. I think that pink and black pops. It looks so good. But I'm from Wyoming. I have to get a camouflage one. I don't know if I can go with the pink break stick just yet. Those guys tease me enough as it is, so I better not get carried away.
Chou switched sides on the break there, hit it perfectly square, but took a bit of pace off. That's a little ill-advisable with the hand rack because you kind of gotta, rely on fluking a ball here and there. The less speed you hit it at, the less chance you have of fluking.
Now, not to make this sound easy, but what's interesting here is if she can drip this one in and come right back down to about where she's at and stop on the 2, stop on the 3, stop on the 4, stop on the 5, and then the trouble starts. She has to execute, of course. But this pattern is about as well. Okay, it's not stop from the 3 to the 4. You might slide down table and play the 4 on the side, but she likes what she sees here.
Yeah, a chance to get on the hill.
The 3 to the 4 is actually going to be tricky, Eric. With that 7-10 that you got to kind of pass through, this can always go wrong, of course. I wish I had like the cool English accent as a commentator. I could say stuff like, "It's early days. He's lost." What is it? How do they say it? He lost the plot.
Yeah.
Does he have the bottle? They have some cool sayings. I like the way they have all the cool sayings.
That's nerve. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got the cool sayings. I just can't remember it all, but I love listening to the snooker commentary.
Inch perfect.
Yes, inch perfect.
She's onto the 4 here,
What
but
a
it's
shot.
come out okay.
Yeah, those snooker guys listening to me talk, they have to be rolling their eyes. But hey, I'm having fun here. Yeah, the 6 to the 7's the big shot, of course. that's the one that really ties this rack together. So she'll just kill this with a bottom right-hand cue ball, come off the rail 3-4 inches, and then trip around the 10 with a middle left cue ball. I'm making it sound easy. It isn't. But that's what needs to be done. Perfect.
2 rails here, killing the speed of the cue ball.
You know, it's funny. I would like to have my cue ball 2 or 3 inches closer to that rail because that makes coming around the 10 a little more of a.
Yeah.
This can go funny.
Gotta add draw.
Yes. This is subtly difficult. Yeah, and it got away
Check
from
for the
her. You
9.
called it. See, and that's what I meant.
Knows it.
If she was thinner on that shot, she would never do that.
Did it get there, John?
You know what? She might be able to slow twist this in and masse around the 9.
Oh,
She even waved her hand to apologize.
because she knows it's there.
Yes,
Might
and
have to add some left, but it is there.
Yep. That is fortunate. To be frank, I mean, she can make this and come around 2 rails for the 8. Nice shot. Boy, they use that side spin like magicians.
I haven't seen this shot too much. 2 rails with
No.
left spin. Check the cue ball twice.
That's the way I like to play this. A lot of like my friends, they're kind of learning pool. This spooks them, but this is the correct way to play this. Well, she decided to come around. I liked your shot better, to be frank with you, but this works too.
Yeah.
Depends on your mood, but that's a lot more cue ball travel, and the good players like to avoid that.
And for this reason specifically, she got
Yeah,
too much.
she's on the
angle
wrong
here.
side,
She's gotta
actually.
go
Yes,
around now.
yes.
Could just feather it in.
Well, if she loses this rack, it'll be because of this, and I agree with you. She should have hit that with inside English and stayed. Well, of course, you shoot this straight. Look at this. Look at this.
Play.
Oh, what a shot.
Getting through this rack well. Chou's really just struggling on the break a little bit. She's not making many mistakes in gameplay, but not able to really string racks together offensively, and you taking full advantage.
I don't know.
That's it.
You know, my friends and pool players ask me sometimes, like, how do I get better at, say, inside English? And I know this is going to sound crazy, but shoot a lot of shots with inside English. Like, go home and shoot for
Every
a whole,
shot
like a
in the
whole
rack.
day with inside English at slow speed, medium, high speed, and you'll figure it out. Because if I could just tell you in 5 minutes how to do it, my lessons would be 10,000 an hour, and I'd be living up on a hill next to you. And
I use
Chou
that
here.
line all the time.
That's
you know?
right.
They're like, well, how do I make this ball all the time?
Yeah.
If I could tell you the
Yeah.
answer in 5 minutes, I'd be making $1 million an hour.
Oh, exactly. But yeah, practice it in condensed bunches. And say, hey, Monday's is inside English day. Tuesday is outside English day. And shoot hundreds of them in a row. And then you might start pocketing balls like these young ladies because they have that side spin mastered. And that's why they're able to run out so great. Chou has to dig deep here and somehow steal this set. From what looks like an invincible opponent who's doing everything right, even getting a couple of fortunate rolls. And you great players, Eric, when you guys get lucky, well, you're impossible to beat.
Yeah. And she's playing well.
Of course, you add that in, and it's just unstoppable.
Just saying, even Chou's playing well. It's
Oh,
just-
Chou's playing fantastic, of course. Oh, this rack here
Tough one.
is a disaster.
I like where she's looking there. Can leave the pocketing on the 1. The position on the 2 will be too tough.
You kind of like just rolling, playing a push out down by like the 4 ball, the 7 ball area.
I was gonna, yeah,
Or-
maybe I was gonna go just to the left of the 2.
Oh,
I guess you're a little susceptible to leaving a cut on the 1 on the side that way.
yeah, that's kind of where I'd push, right? Where she's standing, where cutting to the right would be ridiculous, okay? This is interesting.
That's good.
Well, if she makes this and gets on the 2, you just have her autograph your cue case. I mean, nobody's making this.
It's too thin. You can't even hold the cue
no.
ball.
Well, you couldn't even shoot in the corner either.
Right.
I mean, you could
But there's no
mechanically,
position.
but yeah. I like thinning off the left side of it, I suppose, and running the cue ball back down here. Or do you see something you like?
I like
better?
that towards the 10. I think it's tough to get enough left spin on it to involve the 4-ball stack. I mean, I guess you could.
You know what's a real dagger in the heart, though, when you're playing a money match and they just jack up and spear this in because they're 8 games ahead of you or something. They just show off and, you know.
Well, that's what Earl would be doing. Here,
Yeah,
so
Strickland would jack up and try to fire this. I wouldn't shoot this ball ever.
Oh, she did too.
Oh my God, she hit it
Nice
good too. She
try.
about made it. Well, you know what she figured? Here's very smart. She figured if it goes in, great, and if it doesn't, I figured to leave the cue ball trapped down here on this back rail, and the 1 could just go anywhere. So you will see the players take those on.
Good for her for recognizing that.
Now-
We rolled it out, but it wasn't a ill-advised shot
But
at all.
Chow's got a big problem here because this pocket with the 7 down or the 5 ball down there makes this pocket large. She might go for this, and shape on the 2 is kind of built in. Played the safe instead. Don't blame her one bit. Not even sure she had a lane there.
Ooh, if she got behind the 2, Chou would have been in a bad spot. She left her a window. No offense, but a chance to get back in the rack here. Possibly cue ball behind the 4 if she can get the cue ball moving to the right enough.
Eric, you move good. You might be a little bit of a 1 pocket player because you immediately saw it fall behind the 4.
Can she get the cue ball moving to the right enough? I think so.
Yeah, without the scratch being in play. Oh, this is interesting. Went behind the 5.
5 was tougher to get behind.
Way
but
tougher, but she must have thought the other way was a scratch or
Yeah.
something, yeah. Now here's a shot that's gonna look like luck, but it's not. She's gonna kick to the rail, the 1's gonna go over behind the 9-10, and the cue ball will go rail off the 1 and back into the 8 and slow down. These players, they get this right quite often. 25 years ago, we hardly even thought of playing a shot like this. We just hit and hoped.
oh, she was
And
going
I
towards
think
the
that
8,
one
but
got
missed
away
it.
from her. Okay, she'll regret that. Was she playing the 8 maybe?
She was trying to run the cue ball into the 8.
Into the
Or
8,
were you
yeah.
talking about the running the 1
No,
into the 8?
no, just like what she tried to
Yeah.
do. She just caught it too thin.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows all the shots, so that was the right play for the start. You just aren't going to execute it right every time.
Chou's straight enough to come straight back here. She'll have to accept a lot of angle on the 2. I don't think anything's happening going forward.
You know, once in a blue moon, they'll do the elevate the cue in the air and mass say this with bottom left and trick shot. But that's for the $5 a game, you know, trying to impress the waitress type shot. This is more, we're playing for giant money. I doubt she'll play that shot.
I didn't realize the cue ball was moving that far that way, so she might try to come up with something else, but I think she's going to accept it.
Accept the cut. Oh, wow, she's really accepting the cut.
I mean, she just played the 1 real aggressively earlier in the rack, so I think she kind of recognizes the score line and wants to make something happen here. The cue ball can play up and down the middle twice.
Well, you know what happens to me a lot of times here? You miss this wall, and it kind of hits in rail, side rail, it comes back over. It's sort of free. Not free, but it's not a bad shot to take on. Well, unless you can do that, of course.
Cue ball's getting through it. Gonna get angle going back towards the 4.
What a nice shot.
Wait for the replay here. Cue ball's got to be moving towards the 4 here.
Oh, perfection, Eric.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, she's loving this. Now, it's very easy to get lackadaisical here, as you know. You experienced players that are listening and get too straight on this 5. She needs to draw over to the right. There we go. Now she's got enough angle to move out away from the 5 to the 6.
I don't mind shooting the 6 on the side.
I don't either. I like that minimal cue ball travel.
It's into the angle, too. Oh, she's going to draw out. Nothing wrong with this.
Well, I'm not in love with this, to be frank. I liked your shot better, but if I could hit it like that every time, I'd go with that. She made that look easy, and it wasn't.
Pro there was playing the 6 into a shorter pocket, which is
Yes.
always a good thing.
she's got fantastic cue ball control. That cue ball is going right where she wants a large portion of the time. It's nice when you get the angle on the 9 sometimes where you can almost punch between the rail and the 10.
Straight here.
Yeah, this can be messed up. Do you like playing the 10 up in the other corner? No. Oh, she's got enough angle to go above it. Uh-oh. You know, I kind of thought she rushed the 9 a little bit out of maybe excitement of gonna win the rack. She didn't take her time there.
Yeah, she's usually very methodical.
She'll make this, but she'll make this most likely because she's so awesome. But I think she rushed that a touch.
There it is.
Wow, nice.
3-2 now in the third set. Both players never being more than 2 racks apart throughout the whole match. Chou to break. Really, the breaks has been what's killing her. She's standing in the middle. Is she going to break from the middle here?
I mean, I would try something different, but I like playing that one at the side. I understand the value in that with the hand racking. That's the only ball you can consistently make threat in the pocket. And the players smartly have figured that out. Gonna hammer it with the BK rush.
More power this time, and it made one.
Ooh. Oh, that was unlucky.
But she's going to have a safe option here. You know, maybe the smallest thought at cutting it in, probably not.
It's funny because I'm saying, you know, these camera angles trick me. I think she can play the 1.
She can make it if she wants.
She could also just nick off it and come back across, play safe. Always interesting to see what these great players choose to do.
The problem with making it is the cue ball's going to have a ton of energy. Like you have to run it into the 3 or the 9.
Yes, it's rocketing across the table. Tell you what, I think she's going for a real soft safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, just move the 1.
She'll get safe somehow.
That's right.
Just thinking of taking away the most obvious rails for the 1.
That's what I liked.
I liked it too. Barely left the short rail here. She can come 2 rails at it. Always got to be mindful if you're kicking at this ball 2 rails that the cue ball or the object ball might not hit a rail if you hit it squarely. If you hit the inside of it, the cue ball plays toward, or the 1 plays towards the 8. You got a 5 ball stack.
Yeah.
Risk on the scratch in the top right.
Yeah, you can scratch off the back of this 1 if you kick 2 rails at it.
She's called it in the top right, so she's more going to go maybe even 1 rail or try to come across the top side of it. Tough there.
Very tough. I love the cue that Yu is playing with. Purple's one of my favorite colors, oddly enough. And that cue looks like it's just all purple. It's a Predator P3 with, I'm sure, a Revo 12.4 on it. Almost all the players using those P3s. Punch this in with the bottom left. Nice shot. Oh, I love the way she moves that cue ball around. So smooth.
I don't know if she's straight enough to just draw to the left of the 7. She might have to involve the short rail, which is a problem because the 10's there.
Yes, yes, and you can't hit it with too much right-hand English because when it hits the in rail, it'll loop and get behind the 7. This is more delicate than you might think. Very nice. Oh, she's in line.
Now.
She's in line, Eric. We got a chance to thrill here in the third set.
Feels like every set's been hill-hill. The actual score lines have been 4-2, but this is a chance at the first actual hill game between these two very closely matched players. Drag shot
Nice
there.
shot, nice drag shot, yes. One of the most valuable shots you can develop as a player.
Looks like the 6 is available on both corners.
Do you like kind of just following forward with a little inside English here and going in towards the 6?
I do. It's
right?
into the angle. Play into the angle whenever you can. Even if you have to spin.
That's right. Yeah, just like this. That's what I like.
Sorry,
no,
John.
yeah, I just agree. Coming into the 6 ball is that was one of the best things I was taught by Bob Hunter back in the 90s. He told me, he says, you're crossing your lines too much. And of course I nodded with I had no idea really what he's talking about. But and then he left the room and I asked my friends, what is he talking about? I don't want to disappoint my hero. And they're like, well, you're making your shot, but you're having to move your cue ball with too much travel. You need to simplify things and come into the line, and that's where the inside English helped.
But just for the amateurs out there, not being afraid to spin a ball like that. I mean, you know, it takes experience and practice, so maybe don't try it tomorrow in an important
hill
spot.
in your league match.
Yeah, but going forward, be comfortable spinning balls like that.
Yep, it helps your position play so much. Nice shot.
Chou looking good to get on the hill here. Going to be hill in the second set.
Oh, Zika virus kicking in. I'm dying. Okay. I can just stay alive to the end of this tournament. All right, what is she doing here? Nice shot.
She's good.
Oh yeah, she's played amazing. Got to punch in this shot. Don't take your eye off this one. I've seen the best players in the world miss easier ones than this. Nice, nice, nice.
Also table in action on women's semifinal on table number 2.
Now you won't see it on the players' faces or their body language, but they know the magnitude of this rack. This is to take a 1-set lead. Comes down to this after a week of play, 1 rack, a ton of money involved, the whole world watching. They're feeling the heat, but they don't look like it. They're putting on an Academy Award performance on how to relax under duress and pressure. So calm.
Yeah, looking forward to this hill rack here. Rubelin Amit has won the other semifinal, so she'll be in the women's final at 7 p.m. tonight. 3-1 over Jasmine Ocean.
One of my favorite players, that Rubelin Amit. I've never seen her play in person, and I'm a giddy little super fan after what I watched. She is a stud.
Yeah, winner of the Women's Challenger Champions last night, 6-3 in the 8-ball portion. Now in the final of the Women's Las Vegas Open. Good week for her.
Sure. Yeah, isn't that cool that we see like weeks now? Like back in my day, a player, look at this, a player, oh, a shot on the one. But real quick, a player would win 5,000. Oh, what a week. They'll come here and just win 40, 50,000 and get back on the plane and call their agent and everything's good to go.
Yeah, and there's opportunities for players, opportunities like that for players almost
right.
15 times a year now.
That's right.
She's made the 10. The 10 never counts on the break, just for background, and she's straight on the 1 finally. What a timely chance for a break and run here.
I mean, this is a tough rack, but it is doable. Oh, she hit that first shot. That was a very key shot. If she gets out of line on that too, the whole thing's a mess. The 5 ball's what's got me worried. It is no good.
Yeah, and the combo on the 8's not really available. It's possible, but you wouldn't try it.
I'll tell you what, if you could shoot this off the 8 slightly and move that 8 3-4 inches, that could really change things. That, I don't know if she tried to move it, but how on earth do you deal with the 5 ball?
Well, and is she straight on the 3 where she can't manufacture perfect angle on the 4?
No.
And she's looking at the combo.
Oh,
That's
God.
tough.
You could not put a gun on me to shoot that combo. No chance. I'd play the billiard, I suppose, once in a blue moon, but hill, anything but that. What do you do here? I want to learn something here, 'cause I have no idea what she's supposed to do. You have got to be kidding. That took some guts to play that like that.
Well, the angle that she's finished up on, she can get back up table.
That's
And,
right.
You know, obviously tough. I mean, you're moving the cue ball a ton of distance, but you're looking to get the cue ball kind of, call it to the right of the 9. Play the 5 in the same pocket.
Oh man, it's so such a daunting thing when you know you're gonna play to this super tough cut with all the pressure on you. Anything but that.
Well, if she's able to execute this, she'll deserve it.
Oh, you ain't kidding.
There's 2 options too. There's 2 rails back or 3 rails forward. I think she'll favor 3 rails forward.
You know what I fear here is overcutting this a little bit and going too far and getting behind the 8. Come up short if you're going to mess up like this. I'd rather see this.
Here it comes.
Yes, this is much better than hooking yourself.
She might have played for the bank. I have a feeling she was playing for the corner and underhit it, but the bank's there now.
Oh, God.
3 rails around for position.
Oh, you think she plays this
I
bank?
think so.
Oh, you're braver than me. I'm playing
she's
safe like a big old coward.
Oh, yeah, she's going carom or maybe safe. You're right, John.
Oh, I'm such a chicken. Unless I'm Billy Thorpe, I'm not shooting that bank.
Left the shot, though. Who's going to have her
Yeah.
chance here?
She might go here because she knows the safe is brutal.
You can bank the 5 to the left a bit and use the 6,
I like
10,
that.
9 as blockers. Don't need to spin it. You can hit it with straight high.
Oh, that's what she's doing. She read your mind. See how she performs. Super tough shot here. Oh, she went with the slow roll.
Is the speed enough?
And hit it. Perfect.
It's there. She's left a jump, but she'll be okay with that. It's a makeable jump, John, for the set here.
Oh, that was a good shot, though. But yeah, at least she's forcing Chou to jump this ball. But
she's up quick.
I mean, this is I make anybody like an underdog just spearing this in. You figure to miss these.
Oh, just overcut it.
Yeah, I mean, oh no, and look at what she's going to
Ends up
leave.
over the corner pocket.
I might be able to punch this in. Here we go.
Gotta avoid the 9 coming back. The 8's near the side rail. It does look available on the side.
And with the jump cue, the difficulty, if you're not familiar with those, is just you're aiming straight down and you're guessing, you're shooting from the hip. Unless that ball's gagged right in the hole, I always feel like it's a miracle to make those things. But the good players, they jump them in so often.
Underrated thing too is if you don't land it properly, it hits the object ball in the air, and believe it or not, it can actually kind of hit a different contact point on the object ball when it's in the air.
Or the cue ball when it first lands, that first skip kind of zings to the right or left with the side spin.
I mean, when Fedorgorsk gets up and hits those jumps, it's like, oh yeah, well he just jumped it in. Well, go ahead, try yourself.
Yeah, just shoot 200 of those and realize, wow, I made it like 7 times. He makes it every time. Nothing's easy when it's hill. Nothing's easy. That almost went very wrong right there. Whew.
Cue ball's coming 2 rails, could hit the 9. She can't hit the 9 because she won't end up good on the 8. She's looking how to avoid it here. Well, go inside or outside.
That's the way to play it, is to tighten this up with bottom left English and draw the cue ball and have it past the 9 on the cue ball side of the 9 to get on the 8. She doesn't want to come anywhere near this. Well, wait a minute. She's got a problem even making the 8. I thought it went in the side. Yeah. Oh, we got big issues here.
Well, if it doesn't, it's the same positional track, and she can still shoot it in the corner.
Oh,
but yeah, she's had 3 looks at how far it is off the side rail, and it's not guaranteed in the side.
Now, up in the corner, down the rail up in the corner, nightmare.
Especially hill under big pressure.
Oh, goodness. Isn't it always something when it's hill?
Yeah.
That ball can't just be laying where you can make it.
The bridge here, John, 4-foot bridge.
Oh, she might clip it. Oh, no. I think that goes on the side, unless my eyes are playing tricks.
She had to look at it 3 times, and she's going corner.
Oh,
it's just too tight. It's just too close to the rail.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Well, you can't pocket weight this ball in because it could freeze up on the 9. Like,
well, this ball can
stun across.
This ball can hit the point.
Sure.
Well, she looks to me like she's hammering it into the side through the point. I don't know. I'm losing my mind. Well, that's one of the greatest shots I've ever seen under pressure.
Yeah, just took it like any
Just
other shot.
like it was the first game.
Yeah.
Like it was the first game. Unbelievable. Oh, yeah.
Still distance on the 9 here. Pressure pocketing for you.
Oh. With the purple P3 people leader,
Got
just
it.
spears it in. That's
What a set. Too bad there had to be a loser in this set, but we're going to go into set number 4 once this 10 ball's down.
the crowd should be clapping hysterically. This guy's texting in the front row. Like, I don't know. I just don't know. That's an unbelievable shot.
Wow. You got her chance in the hill game and took full advantage. Chou's going to stay in the arena. So is you.
Okay, so that's one of the best outs you're ever gonna see, Hill, and just a testament to their talent. You know, I watch our Moscone Cup team every year, and I mean, if they could play to this standard, we might could win, but there's been less balls missed in this match by these two ladies. And it just shows the level of play. They're playing like the men, and that's something to be quite proud of. To the 4 billion women around the world watching this. One right in the side. Shot on the 2. Gonna have to drip this 2 in with a drag stroke and let the cue ball release right at the 2. Play the 3 in the side. Now, in fairness to the Moscone Cup players, they're playing on small, even smaller pockets than this, with extreme pressure on them, and I get all that. It's not a put down of their skill. It's a compliment to this skill. But I promise you, if you took 5 women that played this speed and matched them up against our Moscone Cup team, our guys would absolutely have their hands full, and it would be no shocker if they lost. You're looking at some real precision. She needs to move to the 5 ball. Little angle so she can bounce over for the 6. I like playing this with a right hand inside English, turning 2 rails around the 7 out to the middle of the table. She's coming backwards. I'm not really in love with this. You have to hit it just right to get an angle. No, this is
yeah, you made a good point there.
This'll work.
There was more room on that side, but she needed angle.
That's right. Now she has to really make a great shot. Now to get to the 6 from here, she is going to have to muster up all her skill. Wow, nice shot.
No, perfectly. That ball's got to be targeted at that speed. Like she's playing the outside of the pocket. Just hit it right on the button.
Well, you know, in everything that I just said, she of course understands. But when you're out there on a shot clock and under pressure, you sometimes have to go with your first instinct, even if it's sometimes maybe slightly wrong. You have to do something.
Yep.
There's no time for overanalyzing and deliberation and questioning yourself, or you won't beat anybody. But
That's an underrated thing overall, and we barely ever mention it because these players are so good at managing the shot clock, but they're making these decisions quickly.
That's
And
right.
it's all from
Right.
experience.
Yeah.
Looks like she might have to play some right spin here. She could go underneath the 8. I mean, it's a lot of right. And she's going left.
I think she's going above the 8 with draw and just avoiding it altogether, which I don't blame her.
You're right.
A lot of ways to play that shot. And again, that comes down to whatever you feel, go with it. You're doing great.
Yeah. Play there is avoid a bunch of spin if you don't have to, which would have been a lot of right spin. Had to step away for a quick second. Thanks, guys. But was this off the break?
Oh gosh, you put me on the spot.
Sorry.
No. Hey, how dare you, Eric? Yes, it was. I believe she made a ball and had a long shot on the 2, dripped it in there perfectly. Okay. Yes, this will be a break and run to start the 4th set. I tell you, I never would believe Chou could play the level she's played and be down a set. It doesn't even seem believable. She's played fantastic. Now these are missable. I don't know about you, but I don't like being near this rail, cutting a ball backwards. I've missed a million of them. Hold your head still. Good shot. You can see I'm a glass half full with a dead body in it type of guy, but I'm just, I know that's a tough little shot.
Blind pocket too.
Yeah,
like
blind pocket.
Rather be on the other side of it.
Yes, shooting down into it with some speed. And that cue ball, when it's near a rail, it robs you of a little bit of aiming perspective because you can't see the cue ball. And so I think that's why those shots are kind of subtly difficult. Break and run out. Very rare on these tight Predators with the hand racking.
Sticking with the same break attack angle.
And
make the 1 on the side.
That's right. The 1 on the side, I think, is what they're really focusing on. Oh, she murdered those.
Yeah. Full stand up through the rack.
Yeah, she's got some speed.
Watch the 1 on the way to the side here. It gets about 80% of the way there, and the ball just comes and kicks it away. Almost perfection.
Yep.
Oh, it's right in.
Yep.
7 just kicked it away.
Well, what do you do here? If she can hit the right edge of the 1, I kind of like her coming off the 1 down behind the 7 and just let the 1 do what it's going to do into the 8. Unless, of course, she can pocket the 1 in the bottom left corner. I don't think she can.
She's called it in the corner. Might just because the 1's going that way, but
yeah,
I think she's
afraid it might go off the 6 or something. But it does go, Eric. I think she can cue it. Interesting.
Yeah,
just spears it right in there.
So Chou's chance to reply here. Tough rack. Might have to play a carom on the 3 on the 4 off the 3.
And the cue ball's moving to the right off the 2 a touch, so getting the cue ball in position for the billiard, I think, would require a touch of left-hand spin. And when you're near the rail like this, oh, does that make it tough?
Yeah, you don't want to be.
It's a
you want to be
necessary
able to
evil.
hit it thin enough.
Yes. She's going to do well just to roll this in. Maybe play the cue ball off the 5. Yeah, she did put a little inside English on that.
Yeah.
Harder than it looks.
She's straight enough on the 3 that she can hit the 3 thin enough now.
Play the 4 on the side. Oh, these are always nice when they go. You'll end up getting nice position on the 3.
6 is going to be the next problem for Chou. Might have to play the combo. If If you get an angle around where the 7 is,
That's
you
right.
could take the cue ball up to the short rail and play the 6 in the top left or the
On the side.
yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Eric. I think that's what she's going to try to do.
Almost hit the 7.
Almost hit the 7 is what she needs. Well,
Different plan.
oh, this is different. Yeah.
I guess the combo is the only option from here.
You know something I noticed that they do that they both do really well, and I'm going to try to incorporate into my game. They don't always go for like the big breakout and the intricate, you know, exotic positions. They take their medicine, they make a nice shot on the 4, and they'll chip off the edge of a 5 and go, your shot now,
Yeah,
Big Red.
yeah, sure.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
And especially on the distance for pocketing sometimes, they just accept the distance. They know they're good enough to make the ball.
Yeah.
And just kind of play a little bit more simple.
Uh-huh.
Is there not as much cut on this combo as we thought? Or no, she's
I
just
think
playing
there's a
safe. You're
lot.
right, she's playing
Yeah.
the chip.
Man, I can't tell what she's doing. Put the cue ball to the end rail. Put that up in the forest. I'll tell you, that's not bad.
You're right, John. I mean, it's a specific strategy that these players are playing a little more.
They don't like hook themselves with that exotic position play
Yeah.
where they try to open a cluster and get hooked. They just say, I'll deal with that in a minute. Let me make this ball, clip off this ball, put you end to end, and you're toast.
She did leave the right edge here, so Yu's going to have a chance to thin off.
And I'm not being condescending. I'm not saying they can't play exotic positions or don't know how, but they just smartly kind of take their medicine. And I feel that I'm guilty of like, well, I have to break these out, you know?
I agree.
I'm like, no, you don't. Yeah, I like the way they play. I think their decision making is pretty sharp stuff.
Chou's looking at the angle where the cue ball plays across 2 rails and gets behind the 7.
Yeah, she wants to avoid this 8, right, Eric?
Maybe
That's
one
the big
rail
shot.
across, cue ball behind the 9. It's dangerous.
It's the 8 that's got me. See, that was a great shot. She had to spin that cue ball to avoid that 8 and get separation. You're not going to like this much.
Yeah, left it unfortunately. So it's 6 up the middle for you here. Cue ball in line with the 8-9.
How do you like to play this 6, Eric? What are you trying to do here?
Just trying to, I'm focusing on I know the 6 is going to get reasonably safe. I'm just focusing on the cue ball behind the 9. Yeah.
I like putting inside English on this, not outside. That's okay too, but I like driving the 6 upstream and the cue ball kind of putting on the brakes and staying near this back rail a little more.
She got unlucky hitting the 7 there. She would have had the safe if she didn't hit the inside of the 7. Now it's left an opportunity.
That's a
for
huge
Chou.
difference, isn't it? Instead of kicking, you can see directly at the ball.
Oh, she's going to go for the long bank here. It's maybe a 2-way with the cue ball kind of near the 8, but yeah, buckle up here.
That's right. I don't really know what else she could do reasonably. The only shot I see here, and I hate it, is I would bank the 6 kind of towards the 8 with inside English and let the cue ball go in rail, side rail, check behind the 7. And that all sounds great, but it's real easy to butcher, get a double kiss, and look like a ding-dong. So I like what she's doing here. Well, actually, my shot would be kind of playable. Or you could just do this.
It's got a chance.
I was going to say she about made it. But see how she held the cue ball very smartly against that rail? If the bank goes, she probably gets out. If it doesn't, you got to deal with something difficult. So smart. Oh, the shot's not easy, and the bank's not laying right. This is trouble.
She could play that cinch position, kind of near where the 10 is. Take the thinner cut angle on the 7.
Boy, wouldn't that be a couple of great shots in a row? Drip the 6, flick the 7. Have to make 2 great shots in a row. I would be trying to do anything but that. But that's the kind of stuff these players routinely do. She's elevating here.
Just trying to get the cue ball into the 10 maybe, or stun it across twice.
I mean, is she playing shape on the 7? Well, you know how confident you have to be hitting the balls to even attempt something like this. Oh, she about did it too.
Tough.
Super tough. Well, that's about as tough of a position as she could leave you.
Well, the 8's blocking the side here, John.
Yeah, I mean, that's fortunate. For that cue ball to be out in the middle and exposed like that, and you don't leave your opponent something reasonable to get started, you just say, thank you, baby Jesus. It's my day to shine, because that could have left a much easier shot. So now I think she'll try to go down behind the 7. Yeah. Your turn,
but the
Mrs.
10
Chow.
might get there.
Beautiful.
Only the right edge available for you here. Nothing much happening off the right edge. Oh, this is tough, John.
You know, sometimes when I get lucky, I could come off the right edge of this 6 and get down behind the 7, and the 6 gets over there behind the 9-8. But you got to watch the point of the side pocket. I believe she's trying to put the cue ball right down behind the 7, just like that. Fantastic. Almost pulled it off, too.
She's okay, though.
Well,
I mean,
watch
she's
this.
covered it. You mean behind the 7? Yeah.
What if this 9 is deader than Elvis, and she can kick 2 rails behind it? Watch this.
Let's see here.
And play the 9 up at the goal. I'll tell you what, it's
close.
close enough to talk about it.
If anything, it's going to the long rail, but
That's
it is
right.
real close.
It's worth at least taking a peek at it.
Yeah, she's going to try to stick the cue ball where the 6 is.
Man, I scratch off the back of the 6 a lot of times. Oh, I dread these. Oh,
Barely legal.
that was legal, right?
Yeah.
Yep, just barely. And
Got
God
another
save.
small roll. Hand in apology, but this one's jumpable. Almost guarantee Yu's going to be jumping at this ball. Here she comes.
I'll tell you, Efren back in the day before the jump shot, he would kick 2 rails behind this ball. Okay, once you see the monitor, he would kick 2 rails at the back of the 6, and the 6 would leave town, and the cue ball sometimes would like kind of hug near the 7, and you just find yourself in jail. He couldn't do it every time, but he did it enough to really hurt a lot of feelings. Now this is going to leave something unless it hits the 10. Ooh. Shootable.
Yeah,
Missable.
cue ball's playing towards the 8. I think if you wanted to get to the left of the 8, you got to play some left spin, which is tough over this distance.
That's right. Yeah, the 8's a big ball here. Making the shots tough enough. Pressure shot being down 1-0. Just made it look easy. I just don't understand how those shots are so easy for anybody.
Go, cue ball just slows up. It's real thin now. Kind of shots you have to be over top of the ball to know if it's actually cuttable.
That's right. I'll tell you what.
I think she's
It
going.
looks like she's going. Oh, this would be a cool looking shot here on the monitor. Look at this.
Nice shot.
Diced it.
Oh,
Hit a point.
point.
And now has to make a great shot.
It's not a scratch, barely. It's gonna go past the side pocket.
Oh, it did. It hit the point. A little unlucky there, because if it doesn't hit the point, it comes around and leaves her straight in the side maybe. Has to make a much more difficult shot.
Big point in the match now for Chou. She's played well to this point.
Huge shot. She doesn't want to go down 2-0, obviously.
Got it.
Dead center. She's unbelievable.
On the rail, unfortunately. Pretty straight, too. Never ends.
That would be such an easy shot to dog under the pressure.
Yeah, well, here's elevation. At least she doesn't have to move the cue ball for her. Nice shot.
Can we put her on our Mosconi Cup team so we could maybe win a set once in a while?
That's one thing we've never seen, a women's Mosconi Cup.
Well, I mean, they pocket balls as I've watched every Mosconi Cup for the last 25 years, and I see a million balls missed, me included. They just don't hardly miss anything ever.
Yeah, you wouldn't
And they
have to
have
worry about
steals
the
of-
quality of the play, that's for sure.
No.
Asia against the world.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, if I was on the U.S. Moscone Cup team, I would be terrified that Emily said, you know what, we're going to have you play these 5 ladies in front of the whole world. I know who I'd bet on.
The odds makers would make it close to even money.
That's
We'll
right.
put it that way.
I'll tell you what, there's some guys right now muttering under their breath at me. Believe me, you guys would have all you could stand. If you could bring 5 ladies into the format that play just like this, you'd have all you could stand.
And they can.
Yeah, they can.
Pretty good hit from Chou, going back to the power, hit it pretty squarely, just nothing down. Bunch of balls over on the right long rail. Nothing for you on the opener here. Looking at the combo just because of how bad the rack is.
Man, really? She's going to shoot this combination.
Well, yeah. The thing is that the 2 could open up the 3.
Oh, the one, oh yeah, I would shoot. Well, why not? Well, the way
Well,
these
you're over
balls are
top,
laying.
John.
Well, that's true. That you're going to make this 1 out of 85 or something. I mean, she'll make it even money, but me, 1 out of 85. Don't you dare make this. This is impossible. She almost made it.
Good try.
Yeah, that'd have been something. Well, with the way the rack's laying, I don't blame her shooting it. I mean, how are you going to get out from here?
Yeah, probably not a run out, but you can stick the cue ball where the 3
yeah,
is.
you can do stuff. Yeah, it can lead to trouble. Yeah, the way the 2's laying, maybe shooting that combination was a little optimistic. Just like me when I was standing at the altar, a little too optimistic, folks. Oh, come on, that's funny. I don't care who you are. So, you know, you could just roll this in, play the 3 2 rails out of there, maybe off the side of the 8. Yeah, this is going to lead to trouble for you.
Problem here is the 3 could bank into the 8,
Well,
but just try to freeze the cue ball up to the 7 where it doesn't matter where the 3 ends up.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
She's good.
Yeah, now you're going to regret shooting that combination. I agree with you. That combination was too tough.
She almost made it.
She hit it unbelievable, yeah. But like you say, with the 2 leading there, that led your opponent into a good position.
Yeah.
And sometimes that might be the first shot that they both shot where I went, I'm not really a big fan of that. And that's rare because us commentators are pretty critical. We've played a lot ourselves.
Yeah,
you know?
we'll let you know if they're not taking the right shot.
Yeah.
Tough here. Not even quite sure what she's looking at. All the 2 rail angles are way too long.
Well, you know, I mean, obviously, who knows what's going to happen. But on paper, it's 1-1. Chow's a big favorite to win this frame with the way the balls are laying. And we're going to a shootout.
That's the way it's looking
right
right
now.
now.
Looking like a shootout coming up. Yeah, so now here comes Chow to take the lead. I mean, a lot of work left, but if anybody could do it, it's her. See, I get a little, is that the 7? Oh, yeah, if that's the 7, the 6 connects to the 7. Oh, she's in good shape.
Yeah, open up the pocket for the 7, hitting the 8 there.
A top pro like her will manage running this rack a lot. The 3 to the 4 to the 5 is a concern. The 4 to the 5 is the biggest shot of the game.
Even getting a good angle on the 5 because
yes,
if you get on top of it, the cue ball could run into the 10.
Yes, you need to move to the 6 correctly. So that's another transition that'll have her full attention.
And I think she took this angle on purpose because she wants to cross the cue ball over here a bit.
Yeah, the 10's big set in there, isn't it?
Just cross over, get close to it. There'll be a lot of options.
Yeah, this has to be hit great here. You can miss this 4 at this speed. Big shot. And hits it like unbelievably perfect.
She wants angle going to the right here. I'm not positive if she has it. Oh, it's going into the short rail, but it's not hitting the 10.
Yeah, I like her chances if she can come down to the middle of the table and get straight on the 6.
Bit of speed here, a bit of awkward bridging.
Right. Yeah, I'm making this sound easy. This can be screwed up. She's taking a minute to gather her thoughts, chalk up. Because I think if she smooth follows it, she might clip the back of the 10 or something. So she has to kind of like stun run through this
I know
ball.
what you mean. Yeah.
This is this is
Oh,
tougher.
it's 2
than I
rails
thought.
around.
And she's elevated.
Looks straighter from the
Oh,
overhead.
this looks so much. That was way harder than it looked on camera. When you're elevated like that using bottom left spin, it can all go wrong. This is not ideal either. The cue ball is it's gonna be coming off this side rail and maybe clipping the brown 7.
Yeah, or even just hitting the 7 too thinly where she doesn't develop anything. She has something in mind here.
Yeah, now see, here we go. Now the party starts. Big trouble.
The natural angle's in front of the side.
Oof.
Just gotta trust your weight here, or trust hitting the ball a little slower.
Yeah. Well, this is missable, as you know.
Pressure's mounting as well. All the pressure on Chou here, but still pressure on you, trying to avoid the shootout.
What a shot. That is so missable from there. Those are the kind of shots, like in the Mosconi Cup, you'll see 2 of those a rack get butchered.
Yeah.
She just smooths it right in. That Mosconi Cup, though, that's some pressure. That can make you play real bad. I know I've played terrible in that the couple times I played in it.
Well, almost everybody
I mean,
has.
It's just, yeah. I mean, there's people watching me going, how did this clown get on the team? I played rough. But it's just overwhelming. But, man, does she pocket balls. Great.
2-1 now for Chou. I think she's settled in on the break where she's going to try to hit them square. She's going to try to hit them with more power, and I think that's the best play for her. She missed very few balls over the course of the 4 sets.
Just
Really,
hardly any.
yeah, mistakes are just coming on not pocketing a ball on the break, which is, you can't really call that a mistake, but just a happenstance of how it's gone.
And the score's what, 6, 5, 11, 6. Yeah, they've played 22 games. The score's like 11 to 11, and I have to think really hard of any mistakes or misses.
No kidding.
In case you think that they couldn't put a Mosconi Cup team together.
Same attack angle for Chou. Looking to make the 1. Had it going. Another ball goes 2 down, 3 down, but no shot on the 2.
She has the hardest break I've ever seen for a 100-pound girl. It's impressive. It's like watching a little martial artist or something just knock you out with a roundhouse. She can break them balls hard.
Yeah, you can still create the power if you're smaller, but the timing required, you have to time the cue ball perfectly.
Like remember Santos Sambahan,
Sure.
little 100-pounder, blast them.
Yeah. Push to the window and force her to cut the 2 near the 9.
Yeah, I like that. Something to where you know you're guaranteed, not letting your opponent run out, but not so difficult that they just automatically hand it back. Now this,
She's gonna, I think Yu's gonna take it, but there's a chance that she doesn't line the cue ball up with the 4 here.
yeah, so I believe she'll play the 2 ball over towards the 9, cue ball behind the 4.
It's a little thin.
That's right.
I think it's just thick enough that she's...
She might have to bend around this 10 with a middle left-hand cue ball, right, Eric?
Uh-huh.
So she can catch the 2 thick enough to impart enough energy to drive it up by the 9. Oh, no, it was a natural rolling ball. Not bad.
But it made her play short, like the thinness of what she left her.
You can shoot a cool shot here if you can see this ball clearly. A lot of times the players will hit this with a high right hand, high speed, and the 2 ball will 3 rail out of there, and the cue ball will like kind of high karate hug the rail and stay right there. Oh, she's going off the right edge. Wow, now that's interesting. That's harder to do, of course. Oh my goodness.
Could leave it here.
She might leave an edge. I think she's all right.
Yeah, I think so too.
Boy, that was scary to shoot that, where you bring that 2 out off the rail.
There's monitors in the arena. Chou looking up at the monitor, just making sure she got it.
Right.
2 ball, side ball.
2 rails here for you. If anything, this one's playing a little long. Gotta get real deep into the corner pocket here.
Hit it perfect and might even get safe. You got to be kidding me.
Good speed.
Now,
Usually you don't want to draw safe, but I think you gotta draw the cue ball behind the 5.
You know what
here.
I would do here? I would call the 10 in the bottom left, where she's standing, bottom left-hand corner. I would drive the 2 at the 10 and try to draw under the 5. That all sounds easy, but I think it's the most prudent play. Try not to draw this cue ball right into the subway. She just let up a little, but not bad. If you get beat from here, I mean, what are you going to do? I wouldn't shoot this, though, I'll tell you that. I would play, well, gosh, you almost have to shoot it, man. I might play a high right-hand cue ball, Eric, and put the cue ball back down where it is and bank this ball kind of through traffic. You see what I'm saying?
3 rails around?
Well, yeah, like 3 rails around back to where the 5 is. I mean, you're going to shoot this ball? I was going to say, like, surely that's a tough shot. Well,
got a roll.
Yeah, she did get a roll out.
Couple small rolls throughout the sets have gone to you. I'm sure a couple have gone against her as well.
Well, you know what I like about her shooting that shot, the more I look at it, is if you make it, you figure to have something good, and if you overcut it, it just bounces up the long rail. It's really not a bad play.
Natural distance.
I think it's a better shot than what I first suggested. Yeah, natural distance, exactly. She let up on her stroke just a fraction.
Well, she went up the last one. She's going to go at this one.
Yeah.
And this is a big spot here in the 4th set.
Well, this is where it's nice to be on these Predator Apex tables that just roll super level, and you know you have a realistic chance to nick this in, because if the table rolls off, you can look silly on these. These have been rolling fantastic. I took a machinist level to this table earlier this week with Bob Evans, and we put the level in 8 different spots. The table was dead in the bubble.
Wow.
Yeah, machinist level, not a normal level.
Yeah.
So a human hair will move that bubble out of position. So you know when you miss those long rollers, it's you. The table didn't move off on you. Now I like kicking, if you can see the side rail.
See the left edge.
Yeah. Cue ball's got a chance to get down here near the 9 somewhere. Well, you don't want to go there.
In.
Yeah, the scratch is always a possibility.
Push the 7 into a spot where the 5's going to be tougher to make. It's still
Oh, the
possible.
5's the one more near the hole. That's good for the incoming player. Oh, what a huge scratch. About as much emotion as you're ever going to see out of her. She is stoic, to say the least.
I've always felt like these games where the score is 2-1 is real big. Either one player is going to go up 3-1 or they're going to level the score at 2-all.
I feel the same way. I mean, the 2-game lead is gigantic.
Especially near the middle part of the set, you know?
Well, you know, also, Eric, with the template rack where everybody makes 3 balls, it gets straight in, and you could run multiple racks. A 2-game lead isn't the end of the world. This hand racking, you're like, oh boy, how am I going to chip away at this?
Yeah,
because you're not going to just run 2 racks in a row as often.
And it's great for the viewers too. The
right.
outcome's always up in the air.
That's right. Going to try to draw past her side of the 10 ball and take a pretty steep cut on the 5, which will help you move to the 7, of course. I love the way that cue matches. I know that sounds stupid. I just love the cue, the purple cue. It looks like a 4 ball, and it's simple. Sometimes I see cars painted in purple. I just love it. That's one of my favorite colors.
Yeah, you go to PredatorArcos.com, you got a choice of probably 15 to 20 colors on.
Oh, they've got a lot of
cues.
colors on the P3s, don't they? Yes. Boy, that's a toughie here. She got to really spin this cue ball around. Hit it.
Perfect if it doesn't go on the side. It's good. Nice shot.
Could she have done that if her cue was green? We'll never know. But what a shot.
Just trying to get close to the 9 here, but still keeping the speed low enough. Perfectly hit, not overhead, and still close to it.
Cheated the pocket a little bit to get the cue ball to move out to the right.
There it is.
What
Always,
a player.
Yeah, always staying close to each other. 2-all in the 4th set now.
Oh, if these two gambled, they could play for a month and be 1 rack apart. They are so evenly matched.
Yu still has the chance to win the match outright, winning 3 of the 4 sets. If they tie it 2 sets, we'll be going to the shootout. Who would you favor in the shootout? It's hard to say.
Well, in the shootout, I really kind of looked, you know, now it's not about position, it's about fundamentals and good cueing, and they're both phenoms at that. I don't know that I would favor either one. They might they might both make 27 in a row as straight as they shoot. Lord only knows.
The only thing I would say there is Chou's played in more pro billiard series, so she's been in more shootout situations.
Then I would have to give her the edge just for confidence from past results, because, you know, if you've never done a shootout, you don't even know, like, what is good, what am I supposed to do, what do you expect of me, what do I expect of myself. So I would give, you're saying Chou has played more. Yeah, so I'd give her the edge in the shootout.
Yu's played about 4 or 5 tournaments. Chou's probably played about 10 or 15. So. Square hit, nothing down. 6-ball almost went. Big spread for breaking off the side rail. She's left the 1, I think.
You know, and can she go between the 7 and the rail to move down to the 2, or does she have some kind of path? I have no idea how she's going to do it, but oh,
8-ball.
The 8-ball's going to get her. Look at this.
The speed.
Yikes.
It's behind it, and that's a big roll here in the overall match. She can still kick at this ball 2 rails. Might have the right edge. Just got to double check here now. Kicking 2 rails. Trying to hit the top side of it.
Yeah, you'd really like to get the cue ball to glance down by the 5 and the 10. Just don't stay near the 2. They're not really worried about kicking this end. They know that's so rare, but they want to get some kind of safe here. Oh, she'll take that all day. All day long. Now, well, there's a lot of ways to play this, but I think you could almost nick the 2 to your right and let the cue ball fall down below the purple 4. That looks natural to me.
I like that.
Is that workable?
A little risky because you're leaving the 2 close to the side.
Well,
the 6, 7 are kind of blocking the side. I don't mind
see what she comes with here. She's doing so. Oh, she's playing the cue ball behind the 6, 7. Well, that's even better.
Watch out for the side here.
I mean, right? That's what I was thinking, but she made it look easy.
Shot. Had to come real close to the side. Had to judge the draw perfectly. Yep. She did.
Made the cue ball bend entering the 2, so it got to the rail sooner. A lifetime of experience on those little judgment calls.
No kidding. So Chou at a disadvantage. This is her 2nd kick in a row here.
Huge game. Chou has to win this set.
Looks like she's got room between the 5-7. Makes the kick a lot easier.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought she was really trapped. Okay, if that's the case, she should hit the 2, but see how they shake out here.
She's got to draw at it to kind of bring the cue ball back towards the 2. Oh, she might leave something here.
This.
I think she did. Kind of covered the 3, but this could be a chance for you.
Yeah,
It's not
great
guaranteed
chance.
she has the middle of the 2 here.
Yeah, if she doesn't, then she's going to probably play the 2 down by the 3-4 and the cue ball down under the 10.
She does. You can see she's looking at how she's going to play position on the 3.
Yeah, she's going to. Oh, it does go. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, very nice. 4 to the 5 is going to be exciting. That's going to be one of the tougher shots in the rack. You need
Don't want to
some
get straight on the 4.
That's right.
I think if you stop the cue ball here, you're going to have some angle going to the rail, which is okay because you can kind of hit it at a good medium speed coming off the right long rail. Stun through it. I kind of like stopping that one.
She overdid it a touch. Now has a lot of angle moving to the 5, almost too much angle to hold. What do you like here, Big Red?
I think
she
you can hold it if you cue it real
Like-
low. Other option is to punch into the 8.
Yeah. Super tricky. If she could float this in with like a high right cue ball pocket weight, the cue ball just moves towards the 7. But that can go bad, of course. But as far as position play, I don't see much else natural.
I think it's just straight enough that if you cue it real low, you can
You
slow
can like
the
just
speed
pinch
down.
it and kill it. Okay.
Oh, she's going high somehow.
Maybe going past the 5.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, shot it right in there. Hit the 7. I mean, I don't really want to call it a roll because that's kind of exactly what she was trying to do. But now the trouble starts.
Yeah, 3 rails around now. Blind pocketing on the 5. Pressure mounting as well.
This shot on camera looks so easy, but it's very sharp angle. She's very near the ball. Extremely tough little shot
Away
here.
from the pocket.
Yes. Very easy to miss this ball. Yes, that's one of the hardest shots in pool. And I tell you what, this is makeable but missable. Not in love with it. On camera, that looks so easy from the overhead perspective.
She can't really draw this enough to come back for the side. I guess she could kind of slow draw it and shoot the 6 in the corner.
Oh, shit, this is tougher. Oh, what? I mean, come on.
Good draw.
Really?
Enough. Nice shot.
Yeah.
Straight enough that she can just roll at the 6 here.
Wow,
It's
what
like
a
a delayed
shot.
draw.
What a shot under the pressure. Just gotta hit this real slow. That's where that level table's so nice. We're going to shootout, Bill, here, I have a feeling. A 3-2 lead in a race to 4 is about as good as it gets.
And breaking, and she's getting her
Yes.
break going now.
And obviously, she still has to get across the line, but that's all she could want as a player, to have that 1-game lead deep in the set. Well, what a shot she made on that 5 ball with that low outside English. Heroic stuff. Did that 9 kick on her just a touch? That looks like she kind of jumped out of her skin there with shock, but it went in.
Yeah, she got scared for a second. I was going to
Yes.
get too far below, but she's okay here.
What a out that was. You know, sometimes I'm at home hitting balls and playing good, really licking myself thinking, man, I'm something. Yeah, I might make it in the top 10 on the women's tour. These girls can play, man. I don't care. This is going to start some arguments. And in years past, this wouldn't be true. What I'm seeing, if you gave me 5 players that played like this, which we know they're in this room, Team America would be about even money to beat them. And honestly, with the added pressure of their playing the female team, I don't think they could win. I think they would look like a bunch of rusty lawn chairs.
There's no question it'd be a big draw.
It would be a huge draw.
It would be an eye opener for a
Well,
lot of people.
I know the betting lines and who would be betting on who and what and all the egos and pride involved. I'd be over there on the side betting on the women. Because I know the pressure Team America would feel. But guys, I love you to death. I think you're the best players in the world. These women are right on your heels. They play just like you.
There goes the one.
And I'll tell you something, Eric. If they could play like this in a Moscone Cup, they would destroy us. I haven't seen 2 balls missed in 2 days out of this young lady.
It's world class.
It's world class stuff.
Got the one, snapped him good, square.
Oh, sure.
Right in on the 2.
Now this little shot here, if she can just flick this in, maybe come off the edge of the 6, but then you'd be driving the 6 down a little bit down the rail, which makes the rack much tougher. So she doesn't want to move the 6 here. Yeah, see now the trouble starts.
She had to.
She had to, that's right. As good as she plays, she couldn't care less. She probably needs the challenge.
Yeah, the 6 is in the funniest spot of the remaining balls on the table.
Right.
This is for a break and run on the hill. She actually did, in the previous set, she came up with a break where she could have ran out on the hill too. Didn't get all the way out, so that's why she's stuck a set now. But this is her chance to level the set score at 2 each.
The 5 to the 6 is going to be the main concern. The 8 to the 9, no fun. A lot of work left. See if she can pull off a huge win here deep into the match. Must have this set to go to the shootout. Extension call, very rare with her. She usually doesn't have to do that. I don't blame her.
Biggest issue here is the angle coming across 2 rails is hitting the 10.
That's right.
And even going forward, I mean,
that's right.
You're playing into the left side of the table. Not much is happening over there.
Now, as usual with pool, it's much more difficult than it looks. It looks so straightforward, this run out. It is not. And she just made an incredible hit.
Yeah. Stunt followed it to avoid the 9.
Yeah. Really a gutsy way to play it because the pocket plays smaller at that pace.
Oh, and if you miss the contact point there at all, it's a completely different shot.
Oh, yeah.
Great shot. She's got angle to move over to the 6 now.
Does she go all the way to the rail and get straight in on it?
I think so.
Just killed it in there so nice.
One last cue ball movement from the 8 to the 9. I don't mind just getting close to the 8 and adapting to the angle. Some kind of straight in angle should work. Talking about for the corner. Half angle going to the left now.
Now this is where I go bonkers sometimes. Do I play it in the corner? Do I play it in the side? Like there's so many ways to do this that you can lose your mind getting on this 8 ball and do something dumb.
Yeah, I think the side's the play.
You like the side, like falling. Oh, she's going to go to the rail and outplay the 8 in the same hole.
Yeah.
I actually like that, yes. Kind of coming down the shot line. Oh, easy now. Oh no, this has gone bad here. She's on the wrong side of the 8, and so you're going to see a big power up inside English follow shot to get to right there.
She'll probably try to go a little further, but she's just judging to see how far she actually has to go.
This is that side spin thing we were telling you guys at home to work on. It might save her skin right here. Great shot. And there was the dreaded inside English that she hit masterfully. Made look easy. Did it again. Played it with the inside thing. It's ooh, gutsy.
And this to force the shootout for Chou.
What a player. Little 100 pounds of terror right
It's
there.
in.
Absolute terror.
We're going to the shootout here in the women's Las Vegas Open semifinal. A lot of you are familiar with the shootout stipulations at this point, but we'll just run them by you again. There'll be one shot from each side of the table. If after 4 shots, one player has pocketed more than the other player, they'll win. If they are tied in number of shots made after 4 shots, the cue ball will move back. Not in the first 2 diamonds of the head string, but back into the diamond closer to the pocket behind the head string. God, big pressure here.
Yes.
As John and I mentioned before, Chou has a little more experience in the shootout just because she's played more Pro Billiard Series events. She just played one in the team event the round before.
I am so thrilled I'm not out there shooting this.
Got it. She made both her shots in that team event.
And now what pressure on you? You know if you miss this, you are toast. And that 10 is not on the spot. It's back behind the spot like an inch or 2.
Yeah, balling a bit behind the
Oh,
spot.
that makes it even tougher. A thinner cut. Can't see the contact point as easy. The whole match riding on these pressure shots.
Right in the heart of the pocket.
Wow.
1 each now. They'll switch sides over to the right side of the table. I think right-handers prefer being on the left side of the table a little more. Right-handers would prefer cutting the ball to the left just a little more. Pardon me, to the right. I do anyways. I can't speak for everyone.
Yeah, I agree.
Placing. You have ball in hand behind the line within the constraints of the box. She's putting the cue ball a little more into the bed of the table here. Got it. Stood up a little bit through impact, but must have been down as she was executing it. I mean, don't forget this. There's pressure here, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Tons. I mean, your 30-hour flight back to your home country and all your fans and loved ones. I mean, it all comes down to this right here.
Riding on one miss, really.
Yes.
No one's going to go 50-50 here. One miss is going to decide this.
God, such a straight shooter. You know, I don't mean to really pick on any player in the world, myself included, but like, let's just take a high-profile player off the top of my head. Somebody that is a really great player we've all seen play, like a guy like Scott Frost. Scott, I love you, baby. You can't beat this girl playing rotation pool. And I know Scott's not going to like hearing that. But I've watched him play 9-ball a million times. He doesn't play this good. Not sure I do either. And that's not a dig on Scott. That's a comp, because I think of Scott as a great rotation player. This shows how good she plays.
Oh, that's more body movement on that one, and there comes the first miss.
Yeah. That's like the first miss in 3 days out of this.
See if she stays down through it. I mean, she lifted up a little bit, but you can see the tension in her face when she's hitting the ball.
I don't blame her.
We're not blaming her, but you can see it in the slow motion there.
I mean, the whole world's riding on that shot. And if you makes this,
so advantage hand you now.
What a close match.
If she makes the last 2, she's in control of her destiny. She'll want to make this one to have a positive mental mind frame going into the final leg.
now
we're
that's some
back to
drama.
level.
You think pressure can't bust a pipe? That is, that's why they have them shoot this shot, folks. It's not easy. No, I'm not shocked when they miss them. It's a very hard shot.
So we're back to level. Last shot of the closer shot here. If both players make it, the cue ball will be moved back to within a diamond and a diamond of the corner pocket. So let off for Chou, especially with you shooting last. Really knew what she had to do there. Missed the third shot.
Great shot.
So this is for you to stay alive. All sudden death from here on in.
Well, I'll tell you, she's feeling the heat because she doesn't move much when she shoots. She's jumping out of her skin right now.
Yeah.
Her whole world is riding on this. Her heart is racing. She's having trouble holding still through impact, and I don't blame her one bit.
For the tie and to be moving the cue ball back if she makes it. Got it. 4 shots down and 3 made from each player. So we'll be moving the cue ball back to within a diamond and a diamond of the corner pocket.
Oh, now it's getting super tough.
Back over to the left side of the table now.
Even a harder shot.
So they've practiced this, so they, you know, they have some experience shooting it. But if you were just to step up to this ball and shoot it in a one-off situation in a game, you're probably 50-50.
Yeah, I mean, and you can hit a million of these practicing. It'll never be easy. This is a ridiculously difficult shot, and then you add in
The pressure.
the situation, and you just can't see a pocket down there.
First shot for Chou here.
Would she give anything to swish this through the pocket? Hold still, young lady.
Held still better there.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Pressure back on you now. She stayed down way better on that shot.
I just can't believe how straight they shoot. It's just sick.
The longest shootout in pro billiards history was about 14 innings. Amazing.
That's Atencio and Naoki Oi, wasn't
That's
it?
right.
Wow.
They made 10 shots from the back rail position.
That's crazy good. That's crazy good. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what to say. It's like just getting up and hitting a 3-iron on the green every time when you have to do it.
Yeah. 200 yards away.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like making a 10-footer on a putt, maybe?
Yes, it's got on a, yeah, something along them lines. You know, this is a hard shot even for pro players. A hard shot. I don't know if they shot it 100 times, how many times they'd make it, but this is a real spectacle.
Got it again.
Just
Center
smoked it
pocket,
right
too.
in. Well, we're dealing with superheroes here, because trust me, I would have missed this ball long ago. This is so hard to do. Your fundamentals and cueing have to be good. That big loopy American stroke that a lot of us use is not going to get it on a shot like this. This is the epitome of concentration, precision, guts. Who is going to flinch first?
There.
Yeah, you want to play her some? Any of you guys out there? Come get you some free money?
Going into inning number 7 now. 2 shots made each from the back rail position. What a showdown this is. Semifinals of the Women's Las Vegas Open. Winner will play Ruben Lamita in the finals. At 7 p.m. Pacific. Both players have played a great match. Still continuing on into the shootout.
Wow.
Deep breath from Chou.
I mean, how do you make this when you absolutely have to? With your whole career on the line. Biggest shot of her life.
Bit of body movement, but it's in.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What is that, like 2 apiece from the back?
So three for Chou, and this will be the
wow.
used third one from the back rail.
I wonder if they have like some special aiming system for this. They're gonna have to teach me.
You could,
I don't
you know,
how
because
to
you can
aim this.
practice it, right?
Yeah,
It's
I
even-
never messed with this one because I didn't ever figure I'd get this far. I just practiced the easier one. Holds dead still. Send it.
Amazing stuff, John.
Well, I don't know if people at home that play on the bar tables can really appreciate what they're seeing here. This is...
To my knowledge, don't quote me 100%, but no women's shootout has ever gone past 10 innings, and we're in inning number 8 here.
Wow. They went that far is impressive. Yeah, I mean, they're making this look like a shot that's way better than even money, and I just don't see how it is. Look at where that cue ball's at. It's down there in Michigan. I mean, that's an 8-foot shot with cut.
Under pressure.
Under massive pressure. Yeah.
She knew she was in the side of the pocket there, but made it
Wow.
down.
I'm loving the animation out of her, though, because the stress is becoming so overwhelming.
No body language at all from you. Just
Right.
up there. Like,
No, you is like a statue.
old school approach, just staying behind the shot, not going
Right.
over to the second angle.
That's interesting. I'm telling you, they make movies about people with this kind of courage under fire. This is crazy stuff. And the list of male pros that these two would beat gambling is a mile long. I just can't believe what I'm seeing.
Inning number 9 coming up.
And you know the first message I'm going to get after this, my friends are going to go, do you think you can beat her? I'm going to settle that right now. No, I do not.
Chou's been a little more nervy of the two.
Chou, yeah, I want to see Chou. Hold still, Chou. Just don't move. Just swing that right arm and see what happens. Oh, it finally got a little overcut there.
So a chance for you to close out the match. She's 4 for 4 from the back rail thus far.
How good a pool do you have to play to beat this you? I mean, Chou has played incredible.
Yeah.
And it looks, well, I mean, she hasn't made this yet, of course, but if anybody could, it's the statue.
The one she did miss was after Chou missed. I'm sure she'll
That's interesting.
forgot about that by now, but just mentioning it. Bingo. That's the win.
That's, I'm flabbergasted with the talent on display. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Eric, close it out, brother.
Yeah, 9-inning shootout there. Couldn't have asked for a better match. Han Yu will be moving on to the final against Ruben Lamita, 7 p.m. Pacific. Good shooting for Chou. She'll be up next in the mixed doubles. 3 matches in a row on the TV table. So come on right back. We're going to take about a 15, 20-minute break just in between matches. And for John Schmidt, Sarah Corlifson, talk to you guys soon.
So long.
You get the chair, right?